Welcome to Project Metaverse! Yay! I'm your host and GM, James Durham. Joining me today at the table, I have Luke Edmondson, Jess Weaver, not Christian Doyle, unfortunately. He is ill and will not be joining us today. Get better, Christian. If you're watching, which I hope you're not, you should be sleeping.
I love you.
But Maggie Doyle is here.
Yay!
Oh, yeah.
And so is Helen Roundhill. And our special guest, Larry Dixon.
Yeah!
And I've got Mark and Leo back behind all the equipment making this happen.
Hi! Mark.
What is Project Metaverse? Project Metaverse is the impossible story of our wonderful friends here trying to save the metaverse with the help of Tom on their great adventures. Project Metaverse, like all of our Zoe programming, is made possible with support from viewers like you. Check out our Patreon page now to find out how you can support this show and other shows like it, like Death from Above on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Pacific.
Which is behind him.
Death from above, or in this case, behind.
Damn you, Matt! Damn you!
Shimkus is just laughing from afar.
Or how about Table Takes? We host it on our channel, but it's also on the Gen Con channel, and you can see Christian Doyle on that one too.
Oh, whoa! This is I like this.
Wow.
Oh, we can have rotating.
What's gonna be next?
Hey! I think we should rotate. I'm just gonna have vocal reactions to everything.
Yeah, the darkness has fallen.
Or how about our friends on That Dragon Show? They're partnered with
Yep.
Paizo. They
They're
play
cool.
Pathfinder, and they play it way better than I do.
I like them.
That doesn't
That
take
is
much.
false. He plays Pathfinder very well.
Don't tell.
Sorry.
And speaking of the shout-outs, I want to thank some of our special Patreon backers.
Mhm.
Carl Rustenbeck, thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Carl.
Michael Monahan, thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
And John Diego,
Oh, John Diego.
thank you.
Where
Thank
in
you.
the world?
And he probably gets that all the time.
Yeah.
Probably hates it.
That is-
Yeah, sorry. Well, that is
It is done, John Diego.
Yeah.
Make sure you watch this, watch DFA, watch our stuff on Amazon. If you're local and can see some of the wonderful plays around, Helen is in this really great play.
Yeah.
Will you plug that play for us
Yeah,
real
I would
quick?
love to. So it is the first adaptation, pretty much in any media. There isn't a movie, a play, or an audiobook of Jitterbug Perfume by Tom Robbins. That is at Cafe Nordo in Pioneer Square in Seattle. It is dinner theater, so not only do you get an awesome show in which I'm okay, you get playing myself. You get a 4-course meal, and it's pretty fucking cool. So yeah, there we go.
Dinner theater is
All right.
fun.
It's fucking
It's
great.
fun.
Well, as
You
an
really,
actor,
really,
you
really
need
should
to
check it out if you're
scratch.
local. And you know, Mark back on Technical is also doing some shows.
Right?
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not right at the moment.
Not
I
at the moment.
finished a
Just
bunch of
finished.
shows.
Just
finished
a bunch
Just
of
finished a
shows.
mess of
That's
So
how,
if you have a time machine,
that's how
If you
good
have a
he
time
is.
machine, you can go back in time.
He's
and
that
see
good.
it.
He's that good.
But
He's done
Gamers the
already.
Shadow Menace did drop on Amazon Prime a couple weeks ago, so
Yeah.
you haven't checked it out, you
Oh.
I had a
Now
little
you
something to do
can.
with that.
Very nice.
should. Yeah, Larry and I have something to do with that.
You know, we did a thing.
Maybe
Great.
just a little.
Yeah.
Little,
You know.
okay.
Look at the awards.
And
Okay,
also to involve you, we do these wonderful polls every week for our Patreon backers, and so they can show their support and their interest in the game, and more importantly, pick who their favorites are.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, let's see who their favorite. Well, their favorites this week. How about Maggie Doyle? You get a +6 to 1 roll,
Yeah.
plus 20 hit points today.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you'll
yes.
need them all.
Oh, I used to
Oh, Helen, you get a +4 to 1 roll and
Fuck
plus
yeah.
20 to hit points
Thank
today.
you.
Jess, you get +5 to 1 roll and
Oh.
plus 20 hit points.
Plus
Sweet.
20?
Mm-hmm. Luke +4 to a roll and plus 10 hit points. Larry +8 to a roll and plus 20 hit points.
False.
damn.
False.
We can tell who the fan favorite is here.
Fakeness.
Fake news.
And anybody who's feeling bad about their position in the poll, I got +2 and plus.
That is accurate.
Can we,
that is fine.
I mean, Larry got +4,
He
plus
already
his
has-
jacket got another 4.
You know,
It's incredible.
It
That's
scans.
all.
I told my beautiful wife, Mercedes Lackey, earlier that I'm just taking the advice that was given to Michael Keaton. Just play the costume.
There you
For
go.
for Batman, that was the advice. Just play the
Right.
costume.
That was Batman, not Beetlejuice.
Say it again.
So the store, much like our Patreon backers, supports us. And so during the store, if you want to tip, throw money at us, change the game, change
Helens
anything
love
about it.
money.
There's a lot of stuff in there. We have the meta points, which is the bread and butter for our pilots. It's how they adjust themselves on their slider between their pilot and avatar to see who's in control. Loot box, which have been unique to Project Metaverse, but they may or may not show up for all casts during our crossover, which starts next month. I mean, who knows? And there are currently 4 loot boxes purchased to the store for or no, sorry, there's 4 meta points. I
I was
apologize.
gonna say,
Okay.
You have no loot
Oh, my
boxes.
friend.
Did you
There are
see
no
how
loot boxes.
excited I got?
I did that to you
I
on
grew
purpose.
2 inches.
I did that to you on purpose. I know how much you love the loot box. Triple play where
You
you
know,
get to
really
roll
anything
3 dice.
wins in a box.
Triple play where you roll 3 dice and take the 2 best. We have one of each of your buffs has already been purchased by chat already. We
Thank
have
you.
bullet time for Andi for extra actions. Anything you can do for Maddox where she shows that she can do anything better than anyone else.
which I can.
Prison rules for Wyatt where he
I've been
shows where it
obsessed.
pays to take the punch. Folk wisdom for Rosie where she can just change things from her experience, her wisdom, and her background. And one of your French girls for Sergio the Surrealist,
Oh, good lord.
where somebody's probably gonna get naked.
Oh, lordy.
I like that.
Wait, when did bullet time get changed back to bullet time from meat
The
baby?
power of fashion compels you to move IT and work IT.
I like to move it. Move it.
I like
Now-
it. I like that it said work IT.
Yeah. There's
Now
a
the
whole
game
crowd.
we play today, we use a modified, very heavily version of the tri-stat system, which is available for free online. And rolling low is the key component today to succeeding. Again, very, very special thanks to Technical and to our mods, Pax and AK. And let's
Thank
roll
you.
some credits.
Mom, mood.
Part in a new virtual reality gaming beta test. Things turned out to be much more than they seemed after they were joined by the entity Tom. Learning that the metaverses were in fact real places, our pilots changed the course of history in Sentinel City, and may do so again. Doing so, they brought about the ubiquitous dome. During these events, Andi James left her metapod and escaped the facility. Later, after a period of lockdown and cloak and dagger activities, Maddox, Brony, and Wyatt entered a secret, hidden sub-basement level of the Project Metaverse complex, while some form of battle raged outside the facility. Using old metapods located in the secret basement, they entered the world of the Weird West, joined by Andi James on a mission from Tom, Save the Metaverse. Following a wild adventure through Free Texas, our heroes confronted a host of werewolves and General Custer within the basement of the Alamo, a place of great power and mystery. The heroic deaths and actions of their avatars came together to create a world-changing moment, and in that moment, our pilots were cast through the metaverse to a strange, not metaverse called Toyland. A mysterious realm of hidden dangers and fear. Our pilots were put into the avatars of 12-year-old children, Bobby, Angel, and Lizzie. With great difficulty and outside assistance from chat, Tom was able to finally reach and assist them in evading the dangers set before them by the dark and fearsome entity behind this realm. Our pilots then encountered this being, who called itself Harvester. He fed off the fear of his trapped victims. Unwilling to be easy prey, our heroes boarded a mock train roller coaster headed to Candy Town, where they discovered the map and discarded objects of another group of children. Following in their footsteps, they fought off deadly jawbreakers and proceeded to a giant tower cake. Yes, I said tower cake. Once there, they freed the imprisoned Jonathan from his fate as a giant frosting monster and ascended the spire. Confronting Harvester on the tower's battlements, Angel was thrown from its heights, only to be rescued at the last moment by Tom, where she was returned to her time, but not before revealing her full name to Andi James, Angela Hamilton. The fate of Andi James at that time was unknown. Wyatt and Maddox then joined by Tom and confronted the terrors of Toyland to rescue the two remaining children trapped by Harvester. In a desperate struggle, they laughed down the Harvester's attempts to frighten them, distracting him long enough for Tom to place him in the chains of Prometheus, leaving Harvester and a hydrogen bomb behind.
Yeah, right. Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm still so pleased that didn't go horribly.
Yes.
Taking a very different.
Briefly, Wyatt and Maddox met their avatars in Tom's white room, where Lizzie formed an inseparable bond with Maddox, and Bobby met Wyatt, his soon-to-be son, for the first time. After these fateful events, Wyatt and Maddox found themselves in the metaverse of Sentinel City, in the city of Chicago, 1942. And for them, everything is black and white, and their avatars are soon to be murdered.
Yeah.
The case to remain unsolved. Getting their bearings, they were joined by Rosie, occupying the rather distasteful and unpleasant Nose, a notorious killer from the 5 families of New York. Their investigation turned up a missing body of Freddy Fast Fingers, his organs taken. A woman named Myra May, who was apparently his wife. A showdown with Joe Batters and members of the Chicago outfit in a swanky club, while bubblegum, parachute, flap, spats, and vape performed.
Yeah, they did.
They met with the fortune teller Rosita, had a car chase and a shootout in an apartment, before making many startling discoveries. Max Malone had seemingly shot and killed Freddy, and had also apparently been in the apartment after being shot with Myra May. And something that the Nazis shipped into the country, followed by the Nose, was involved.
It's always the Nazis.
The breadcrumbs led to a cabin outside of Chicago, where they found traces of Freddy's recent presence, as well as a scroll of necromantic magic. But before long, that cabin was surrounded by Joe Batters and his men, transforming with her powers into Freddy. Maddox and the Nose planned to give themselves up to buy time. Almost 100 miles away at Statesville Prison, Brony Robbins in the avatar of Ezekiel, along with Andi James as Nurse Tesla, orchestrated an escape with the assistance of a mysterious artist and gentleman, the Surrealist. The incredibly powerful Shield Maiden joined them in this escape attempt, but the murder that was caused was too much for her and she fled the scene. In the chaos that followed, Nurse Tesla and the Surrealist became separated from the others, while Brony found himself pulled back into the real world, back where he, Wyatt, and Maddox lay buried beneath tons of rubble, and where a yard of steel had plunged through his abdomen. There was no way he should be alive, yet he was. And then the rubble shifted. Bright light above revealed his nemesis, Crash Jackson. And now, we're going to be going right back to the cabin where we left off. where Maddox had just transformed using her powers from Skinwalker to appear as Freddy Fast Fingers. Hopefully, the nose walking her out, they can buy a little time. But before I jump right into that, I know that you guys got shorted a secret in the last episode.
Terrible.
You did.
Unbelievable.
And I want to make sure that doesn't
Who's running this
happen
outfit?
in this episode, so I'm going to go over that right now so that it doesn't disappear, okay, guys?
Stacking dice.
All right. So I'm going to go over some of the stuff he already talked about just to make sure that we've all covered it. So we're going to start with the classifications of pilots. Is what we're going to talk about here now. Class 1s, as far as the classification goes, is not even a pilot. A Class 1 can't enter the metaverse. They cannot enter an avatar. They can do none of the things that our heroes can do. A Class 2 is the bare minimum to even enter into the metaverse, and Class 2s are the equivalent of ride-alongs. They can hop into a single avatar and they hang out, but they can do nothing, they influence nothing, and they can gain no bleed, powers, or abilities from these avatars.
Losers.
Okay, I think we're doing good so far. I'm trying to check myself
Getting
here.
to see
It's like Class 2 is probably, I'm not Class 2.
Class 3 is the lowest power that can actually fully bond with an avatar. Now, Class 3s can only bond with a single avatar.
Oh.
Once they have bonded, they won't be able to do so again. This doesn't mean that they can't travel and enter other avatars, but they'll never bond again and they'll never experience bleed again. Class 4s can have multiple avatars and experience bleed from multiple avatars through multiple metaverses.
Multiple bleed, you say?
Multiple bleed. Class 5's only real separation from 4s is Class 5s have complete control of when and how much they bleed, if they know how to exert the control.
Well, I'm not confused.
So I hope that clears things up and at the same time really confuses you even further.
Mission accomplished.
Yep, done.
Clear as mud.
There are 20 men at least armed outside with Joe Batters. And they have sprayed the entire cabin you're in with lead for the past several minutes. You concocted your plan, shifted your body to look like Freddy. It won't do anything else other than make you look like him, but maybe it can buy you time. If they'd stop shooting.
Mr. Painter, I am sorry to inform you. Happy little accidents, the wit and wisdom of Bob. Ross is not available at this point in your current Metaverse's timeline. As an apology, please accept this complimentary copy of Dadaism menu. And always remember Sapphire Industries has your back. #PainterBuff.
Thank you, Chad. So the cabin's being shot all to hell.
Yeah.
The three of you are inside.
Yeah.
Glass is flying through the air.
If I remember,
We waved the
You're
white
waving the white panties to the window.
to ceasefire.
It takes a couple of minutes before, there's a few shouts.
Sorry.
My cast is obsessed with panties.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you seen them? They're great.
I am not going to say anything because it's only going to dig me deeper and deeper into this hole that I'm not going to do. So it's done. No,
So that's-
no.
Look at this.
As I recall, GM, we had already waved, and they had already ceased fire, and then I had opened the door with neither of us in the doorway in a very movie style, like door opens, but we're gonna wait. Right, we've gotten this far.
Do this.
Yeah.
I want to bring everyone back up to speed.
Yeah.
So
So-
walk us all through this again, would you?
I will. I was gonna make a joke about me jamming the show. Bad idea.
Just writing up on you?
So, no, bad idea. But yeah, so we opened the door. They still didn't shoot. And then I stepped out first as the nose, right? With one hand behind me, but you were behind me. And then we walked out the door and stopped, like, all right, we're both here. And then we're doing, like, the super slow movie, like, showdown Clint Eastwood.
With the dust.
Every
Right,
gun.
exactly.
Walking
Like,
through the cloud.
Every gun is pointed right at you.
yeah.
Oh, well,
but we're
that's
like,
fine.
we're going
That's
real,
fine.
we're just buying time so he can
And
make
while they're
scroll.
what are you doing inside of the cabin, Wyatt?
I am
Oh, you know what? Let's have some fun and system shock everybody real quick.
I was gonna say because I was Maddox
It's the train's
when we
fault.
left.
Yeah.
I was full.
Well,
I
this
can't quite reach the store. Would you mind taking the system shock out of the store?
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
get it.
somebody did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, this is like peck and paw.
You are
production
wonderfully
values.
blessed that you don't have to worry about a system
okay?
shock.
Yeah.
You don't have a
Should I-
pilot
do
and
you
avatar
need this-
relationship,
No,
so
you're
you just
good.
get to
Okay.
watch the chaos.
Oh, I get
Moving
to
the
create
chairs,
shock
so I
too,
think we're
but
on
yes.
page again.
So let's go ahead and put you into full pilot.
Oh. Whew.
Wait. Okay, pilot. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No. Oh, but that's how you
I
access
had to be
Skinwalker.
pilot
Okay,
to
great.
more.
Kitchen up,
Ooh,
kitchen
that
up.
was gonna be scary.
Yeah.
I'm
was.
also going to put you in full pilot, Wyatt.
Ah.
Go
Quiet,
Wyatt.
Wyatt.
No.
Quiet Wyatt.
Quiet, Wyatt.
I am also going to put
Come on.
you in full pilot, Andy James.
Quiet Wyatt.
Great,
is,
guys.
Come on, feel the calm.
There's a theme.
Come on,
Feel
feel
the
the
calm.
calm.
No, the theme is my
You're
dice
gonna
is
be-
rolled once
I know.
consistently.
I know.
You're gonna be full nose.
He's rolling the die for it, so.
You're gonna be full nose.
And you are full nose.
Oh,
Oh, that's my thing.
oh no! I don't know if that's good or bad.
Oh, right.
Alrighty then. But it's
Okay.
gonna be a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. We're going with it.
Does he?
She?
Sounds like this.
Hey guys. She's very
You have led Maddox as the posing as Freddy Fast Fingers perfectly. I add. Down to the shirt from the photo and everything.
Yeah.
Every gun is trained on you.
You are going to feel when this happens, that grip becomes way tighter than it should be.
Yeah.
Just so, like it's
Phrasing? Okay.
no, that was just descriptive.
Panties?
Yeah, no, but it instead of Rosie being like, all right, we're walking out, now it's just
Right.
Oh.
And so when your grip gets a little bit tighter, I kind of know what's happening, and I'm gonna say, I'm just whisper. I'm like, "Are you ready for this
you
rodeo?"
shut your mouth.
All those guns are looking at you, and Joe Batters leans over the hood of the car holding the Tommy gun. Who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you?
Joe Batters.
Interesting. You want this fella?
Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
What do you give me for him?
Why don't I just shoot you?
Okay, let's see how that plays out for you.
Why shouldn't I shoot you?
You don't know
Who the hell are you?
Oh. Let's do a show of hands. Who here knows who I am?
Nobody but Freddy Fast Fingers raises their hand.
All right. You know what? I'm going to take the moment to slightly monologue.
Do it.
Although I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
all of the Nose's past encounters, but all right. Wait, what's the name of the damn boss?
Joe.
Use that. It might help you.
Oh, thank you. So you don't know who I am. Okay, that's fine. Maybe you heard of a guy. Big guy. Not from around here, New York. But Maya Lansky, that's his name.
Everybody knows that name.
Oh, you know that name. Okay. All right. Well, okay, maybe some of you know who works for Maya Lansky. And I'm not talking like Joe Schmo, little guys.
Half of New York.
Oh, that's true. Half of New York. Yeah, okay. That was a really good guess. You're very smart. Very impressed.
I like how supportive you are in this.
Cool. So, here's the thing. There's kind of a person who takes care of some dirty work. Let's just say you make a deal with Maya Lansky. There's no way you're ever getting out of it. Because someone's going to sniff you out.
You notice a few of them are whispering to each other, back and forth. One of them leans in and whispers something to Joe.
I gotta say, some of you look real good carved up. I'm telling you, I could make some beautiful art here.
A few of them are definitely sweating.
Yeah. But you could go ahead and just shoot me. That'd be fine.
You're the nose? You?
Come here.
I think I'm gonna stay behind the
Oh,
car.
no, come here.
No, I'm gonna stay behind the car.
Okay, then send one of your boys. Come here.
Go over there. He takes a few steps, and as he gets inside of about 15 feet, you can see he's like shaking.
Come on. Come on.
Keeps looking over his shoulder at Joe.
Boy, Timmy low value was the wrong gang name to pick.
So, I've got a giant coat,
Yes,
which is full of handy pockets and hidden things.
this is correct.
So when I'm gonna get close enough that we're gonna have a hug.
Oh, jeez.
Now what he doesn't know is that I've taken a grenade and taken the pin out and put it on his person. And he doesn't know this, and then I'm gonna tell him to start walking.
Where?
Back towards the men.
Oh, Maggie.
You make me a stealth check over there, Nose.
I will.
Remember, use 8s because you're fully in the nose.
I got a 9.
An 18.
You grab him. He does not hug you back. You think he might have wet himself a little when you hugged him?
Yeah, probably.
You pull the pin on the grenade and stuff in his pocket. He starts walking back. He gets about halfway back to the car and then just
Blows up.
chunks of him splatter all over the place. You think maybe one of his fingers like hit you in the face. You're not sure.
It's appropriate considering.
That's true. That's true.
It's good branding.
I take it.
Meanwhile, I'm going to shift into the cabin. Wyatt, you just watched that happen. What are you going to do?
I am taking a look at the scroll. I'm going to see if there's anything that I recognize on it from my time as Balthazar. If there's
Yes, go ahead and give me a notice check as Wyatt.
That succeeds by a lot.
That is, the scroll is 100% in Balthazar's handwriting.
Oh!
Okay.
You don't recognize it. It's a little. I mean, you never really got
That's so
sorcery as Wyatt.
Right.
But it's definitely sorcery, and it's definitely written in Balthazar's handwriting. You'd recognize that flowing script anywhere.
Hashtag Painter Buff. I am unsure how this works as I am learning here. But I would like to give Larry's character exclusive rights not only Vanna Black, but in this reality Vanta Glitter and Vanta Clear of the use of his painterly powers. I hope I am doing this correctly. Love RB Fab.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're gonna paint all the French girls.
So yes, you did recognize that it was 100% Balthazar's handwriting on that scroll.
Oh my God! Read it.
Yeah.
Hurry.
See what I can decipher.
It looks like it's moving when you're trying to look at it. Like,
Oh, it's a spell. It's a spell.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
it
How
looks
can
like
be
it's
a spell
moving
when
on
it's
the
moving?
page.
I can't spell anything out that way.
You know, you're very cute. I'm glad you're here.
Anything else before I pop back outside?
Go ahead and pop back.
Okay. You just blew somebody up. You have chunks of him all over you.
Mm-hmm.
They are staring with jaws hanging open on most of them.
Blown open?
I want so much for something to happen. I want for the blown up guy's middle finger to land in somebody's gun barrel.
Skill shot.
Yeah.
Skill shot on your
I mean,
I think the only surviving finger hit poor Max Malone in the face.
Well, that still gets the message across, yeah.
so,
What the hell did you do that for?
what the hell did you threaten me for?
I didn't know who the hell you were.
Oh, that's not my problem.
Jesus, you're crazier than they say you are.
Oh, that was just improvisation right there. That wasn't even planned. Anyway, I need information from you. You need Freddy from me. Can we make a deal?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know that the outfit and then Mr. Lansky are on good terms. We'll go for a ride, whatever works out. You tell us what you need. You know the families are always welcome here.
Are they?
You know they are.
I don't know about that. All right.
Throw Freddy in the trunk.
No, Freddy stays with me.
I don't want Freddy with all that crap under the car with me.
Oh, you don't?
No,
Okay.
I want the trunk in the last goddamn car.
Oh, okay.
That crap. Come
Okay,
in blood.
send another guy forward. No, come on.
No. We may be friends, but we're gonna make this real simple. At this point, Freddy goes in the trunk or we start shooting.
Oh, you're threatening me again.
Yeah,
so
you blew up
cute.
one of my guys. We're gonna be nice as much as we can be, but there's only so far I can do here. You're a guest here.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you really work for Lansky, you know how the rules are. When you're here, you're a guest. When we're there, we're a guest. You follow the rules unless you want a war. You trying to start a war?
Are you?
You think Lansky wants you to start a war?
I think Lansky wants me to figure out what I came here to figure out.
Well, you ain't gonna do it with him in the car. He rides in the trunk. He don't hear business. He ain't part of this. You a made guy. I a made guy. He ain't shit.
Give me my own car. I'll follow you.
That
And don't
ain't
worry,
happening.
I'll follow you. I mean, I got you now. It's like, I'll find you.
That's ominous.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me the keys in one of them cars.
Cool.
Throw Freddy in the trunk of that one.
Freddy's not going in the trunk. It's my car. We're not talking while we're driving. I'm in a separate car. Freddy stays in the car with me. You stay in your car.
That ain't happening.
I don't do business in a car.
That ain't happening.
Oh. Okay.
You're pretty sure he's reached his line as far as negotiation.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
And you also know that you are 100% a guest in
I
in an allied gang's territory. The outfit and Lansky are on very good terms right now. They sell a lot of illegal substances together.
Indeed they do. Yeah, okay. I'll throw Freddy in a trunk.
Do you throw
Aw.
Freddy in the trunk?
A hashtag LOOT box for Maggie because she is awesome.
Nice.
Thank you, Pax. You're very sweet.
Do you literally throw, like physically?
Yeah, I don't care about Freddy.
All right.
Ah!
Do you see this whole thing go down and the note just pitches Freddy straight into the trunk face? It looks like it hurt. Climbs into the driver's seat of a car, and only Joe gets into that car with the nose, and then the whole convoy of it just starts to pull away.
Oh god.
The last car stops. A couple of the guys get out and walk up the front porch of the house.
Oh no.
I've got the shotgun ready for him. I'm gonna try and pop out and tap them before they come in.
Nice.
Give me a shooting test and a covert ops test.
Maggie is sorry to loot, but the nose doesn't care about your character. So I was like, I can't be like, oh, we must go in and this other guy.
What order do you want those in?
I want the covert ops first.
Covert ops, beat by 10,
Beat by 10? All right.
and
Nobody hears that shotgun.
shooting, beat by 3.
All right, give me a second.
Oh, that was very quiet. Was that a
I heard something there.
was that the music or was that a tip?
It's the music.
All right, I just wanted to not miss a tip. Give me a second shooting test for the second gentleman.
So I know this is all going on, but can I have a question real quick?
Shoot.
What? My words. In what order did the cars leave?
Well, you went into the trunk before you saw him pull out, so you don't know.
Right, but did you sit and wait a while in the trunk and then move? Or like was it a quick moving?
Pretty quick.
Okay. That should tell you something at least.
That our cars,
If they pulled out in the order that they were parked in, you'd be in the third car.
which is the last?
No.
Okay, how many cars are there?
Well, there were 5, but they gave one of them to the nose, and the nose and Joe Batters are on one.
Okay,
So middle somewhere.
okay.
So both
Sorry.
of those success?
Yes.
What? You have shotgun on the, I believe on Lou's sheet.
Yep.
Listens. What do you have damage listed on that for that shotgun?
Oh, that is 50.
You nearly cut both of these guys in half as they step up to the door. They had no idea you were lying in wait for them. And you're pretty sure that you timed it right as the cars were pulling out. That just sounded like an engine backfire.
Nice. If that's the case, then is there anybody else left?
No, their car's just sitting there, still engine running.
Okay.
It was like an afterthought that when I was like, you know, we should check the house. Oop. And then that was the last thing he did with his life.
So I will go ahead and I'm going to take one of them that is the most presentable looking still, top half.
You just have a shotgun.
And set him up in the passenger side seat.
Oh god.
That's solid.
I will.
Yeah, I bet it's pretty gooey actually.
I will go ahead and then mosey on out
That's nice.
after that.
Okay. You follow them in the convoy. I am going to jump to outside of Statesville Prison. The manhunt is on. You can hear the sirens in the distance. Every so often, you have to slow down for that four-legged swan to catch up with you. It's not your 50-mile-an-hour fast, but it doesn't seem to be bothered by things like fences or the occasional stream or anything. It's kind of neat and really weird looking, but not the swiftest transport.
But certainly the most stylish.
You have, most definitely seen nothing like it before, ever.
Yeah. By now it's two-tone. So, yeah.
What two tones?
They change.
Great. So
Like a moon
great.
ring.
Well, you don't want to look like just every other four-legged swan carrying someone. You need the distinction. And now
Common concern.
and now it has pinstripes.
Right. I mean,
We
sure.
are in the 40s, gangster.
Right, gangsta swan. Great. Wonderful.
Yep. Yep.
So you've been traveling for about 35 or 40 minutes since you broke free of the prison. And you've been going at a good clip. Every so often, though, you have to double back for him. But not too bad.
Hey, I'm seeing
He's
a
still
lot of
doing
scenery.
like 35 or 40 cross country, which isn't bad.
Yeah. And actually, the swan's into it at this point. So, yeah.
But it is really, really
That's
creepy.
what Zeus said.
Well. Wow, golden shower of hits. Okay, so.
That was the other lady.
Yeah.
That was the other one.
Wow, sounds like
What?
a load of bull to me.
Hey, so
Oh.
a loaded bowl. So I'm using my perfect memory.
Okay.
Yeah, as we're cruising along, I'm remembering every screw, every cook, everybody that was in that joint.
There were a lot of them.
Oh, there were a lot of them.
A lot of actually unpleasant individuals.
Yeah, but there were a lot that were all right, and there were a lot that were just doing their jobs. And really, I'm only looking to enlighten people. And when you're trying to enlighten people, it doesn't help if they're dead.
No, it doesn't.
It really reduces the uptake of the education. So, as we're going along, I'm sticking to a road, and every 10th mile marker, I'm resurrecting, boom, somebody at the side of the road.
Painting people back to life is a little outside of your wheelhouse.
Oh, I don't care.
You can attempt to do so. It could have serious repercussions.
Yes.
I warn you.
It absolutely could.
All right, let's go ahead and give me a painting check for that one.
Let's make it clear. I'm not here to do things the safe way.
Yeah.
Also,
Nothing
what's
like
this
bringing
say?
back the
Okay.
dead.
It makes me wonder if somebody's using a necromancy scroll nearby.
Uh-oh.
Hey, the train's coming. So, what would you like to have a check on?
I want you to make a painting.
A
roll.
painting roll. Okay. I'll use 2 dice on that,
Correct.
won't I?
2 8-sided
There
dice.
are 2 8-sided. May I?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think you
So
have some
you
right
have one
there.
right
Well,
there.
I do,
you
but I
use-
like yours.
Okay.
No, yes, all right. But that was really kind of you.
Aw.
And
I mean, you gave me this very stylish headpiece.
I have rolled an 11 on a painting check of 18.
All right,
7.
even penalizing for attempting to do the impossible with
Yes.
your painting.
Well, yes.
You paint one of these guards that was absolutely murdered
Yes.
on the ground
Mm-hmm.
before he was murdered.
Yeah.
And as you're going away in the four-legged swan, he kind of sits up from the pavement
Mm-hmm.
and then pulls his leg free. And it almost seems to like come
Yeah.
free of the pavement. And he looks really, really confused.
Yeah. Well, he has no clothes, obviously. Look, we encounter the unknown ultimately in a naked state.
But a naked man might slow that manhunt down just a little bit.
Yeah. And so we'll do the next one. And I can keep rolling 100 times.
every so often he just stops and starts painting on the ground again, one of these guards.
Which I'm sure is really, he's doing it at the speed that I would love to be traveling.
Oh yeah,
right?
it's really tedious for you,
Oh,
but you
God.
can tell it is also really, really important. And by the time he's painting the
Great,
third,
running is really important to me, but okay.
by the
sure.
time he's painting the third naked guard, you realize that he's painting the guards from the prison.
Why are you painting the guards from the
The dead guards.
Wait,
and
wait,
now
wait,
they're
now
alive.
they're alive again, and now we have to fight them again.
Well, they can bring all the weapons they have on them, but this is important.
Look out, he's
Yeah.
got a loaded cock.
Come, my dear. Come, my dear.
Oh, no.
This is important. You see, they've now seen life from both sides. Someone's
And
forever
they're going
changed by
to,
that.
yeah, and you think that they're going to sympathize with them as killed them?
I don't care. That's up to them. It's their journey, my dear.
Miss James.
Potentially impeding our journey.
Hello, Miss James. May I
Hello,
suggest
Tom.
that you seek a location to avoid detection until the search for you is lessened?
I would love to do that, but
May I suggest a warehouse on the outskirts of the city? Perhaps Oakwood and Lake Park?
is it close?
It is about 9 miles from here.
Great, fantastic. We can make that in just a couple of minutes.
You know,
If you wait there and you are prepared, Ms. McFernan, Mr. Maxwell, and Miss Harvin will be there shortly.
Well, how do you mean by prepared? Prepared
They
for
will
what?
be bringing company.
So prepared with a tea party or prepared with guns?
That remains to be seen.
Because I've got culture in here. We could set up a tea party. We've done it before.
the fundamental things
What about a tea
apply.
party with guns?
Actually, that's such a great idea. Hey, I have something for you to paint. Just over here in this warehouse. Would you like to paint a
And you're back.
crazy little tea party for me?
Oh, that sounds wonderful. As
Doesn't
soon
it
as the gorilla
just?
gets up.
Oh, God. Can you paint him in a dress? Just like a frilly dress, maybe with a teacup? And a leash. And a leash made of diamonds?
Or bullets.
Or, no, I don't want to arm him. I don't want to arm him. I want him to be disarming.
Oh.
No, I want to paint him with his arms on.
Disarming and charming.
Hopping back to the cars. You guys ride for about an hour and a half before. For you, it's you don't know, but for you, the convoy pulls into a gas station. They all take their turns filling up gas, and then continue on the drive to Chicago.
Jerk face pull into a gas station.
Oh,
That
yeah.
Sounds like crap.
Give me a notice check, would you? And give me a covert ops check, please.
Get yourself
That's a beat by 10.
$3 of Ethel.
Oh, that's lovely. That's a beat by 11.
You don't think anyone has figured out that you and the dead guy next to you are not the two people that are supposed to be driving that car? You were a little nervous when you had to pull up to the gas pump and
yeah.
get out and start pumping. But man, nobody
Real
even
casual.
looked.
Just like I-5 in HOV lane.
You're pretty sure that she didn't even notice.
I got a 10.
Yeah, but he beat his by 11.
Oh,
So he beat
I
you by
guess
one.
I see.
You're a little suspicious. Then you stop
I'm a little suspicious. I'll take it.
And if anyone's wondering, I'm just,
in a trunk.
Okay, but did no one teach you to punch the taillight out and wave it oncoming traffic?
Oh,
No?
look.
well, I'm
know-
actually trying to search my pockets for anything.
No,
The
you're
wonderful vehicles of 1942 are really well designed for that sort of thing, You can't hop out of the trunk because nobody thought of, might need a release in here. They didn't put those in yet.
That's what I was researching.
some of them.
You're about,
I was getting out of the trunk.
you're about 35 years too early.
Yeah.
But you do have a full-size spare and a tire iron.
A tire and iron in the
Full
trunk.
size spare and a
There's
tire
a full-size spare and a tire iron in the
And
trunk.
me?
And you. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did not tie you up before I threw you in there.
No,
Oh, no, you're just in a trunk.
Okay, so but the tire did Can you tell
Nobody
me?
even patted you down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you tell me what Freddy is wearing?
Well, it's whatever you made it look like. You are no different otherwise. I mean, underneath it all, it just appears.
So basically, Max's clothes.
Anything Max still has, Freddy still has.
Just my Freddy face.
You just look.
My Freddy face. Okay.
So you have a ton of panties.
A ton of panties.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with a mustache. Too.
Made of panties.
Sure.
That's going to be so convincing.
No.
Panty stash.
Andy's dash.
Nope, just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Take a deep breath. Just keep going.
Somewhere 3 million otakus went, huh?
Keep going. You just keep going.
Keep going, James.
Keep
Boy,
going.
this is your
Thanks, guys.
test.
Don't lose the tempo, James.
Just gonna ride along in the trunk.
Well, I mean, I could practice my origami. I don't.
Okay, you don't have to do anything. I'm
No,
I'm
I
giving you the
don't think
opportunity if you feel like you need to do something.
The cars are still stopped.
They stop for a moment. You don't know how long they're gonna be stopped.
Well, I could feel the car stopped.
And then a minute or two passes, and it obviously moves forward and then stops.
Hashtag LOOT box for Andi.
Thank you.
You're so good.
So you
You're
feel
so
like it does
good.
like a wait, move, wait, move, wait, move, and then they start going down the road again.
Okay, so oh wait. I'm in this guy right now. Okay.
You do
Okay,
not
so
have to do anything if you don't want to.
No. Wait, with my survival
Okay.
skills.
But since
Yes.
this is an action show,
we are driving now, right
Yo,
now.
yeah, most definitely are moving.
So basically, I used to hunt and camp a lot with my dad. So I'm really listening carefully to the cars and the way they hit the pavement and what's behind
Give
me
me
and
a
what's in
survival
front of me
roll.
to see what order the cars are
it's
in.
like, you hunted cars?
I hunt cars.
They grew up in Detroit.
I said 10 on 12.
10 on 12.
So
Gotta love
You're
a
pretty
wild
sure that there
Buick.
are cars
That's good.
ahead
That's
and
good.
behind you.
okay.
If you had to guess, you're somewhere in the middle.
Got it. Okay.
And you can tell that there's at least 2 guys in the car that you are in.
I'm not in.
You don't know if it's 2 guys, 2 girls.
Oh, I
2
was put in the trunk before.
You're in a trunk, and you know that there's at least 2 people in that vehicle.
Okay.
And whoever they are not talking.
They're not talking at all.
It's a tense quiet.
Okay.
Would you say it's an uneasy quiet?
It is an uneasy quiet.
I mean, for one of us,
Is
not
it
the
a
other.
deafening quiet?
No.
Okay. Do I know what a very popular song of the
You
Year
don't.
is-
Max would, but you don't.
uh,
Your
Okay,
familiarity
okay.
with 40s
Meta
tunes
points.
is pretty limited.
Meta
Okay.
points. Meta points.
oh
if
boy.
only.
But if I move, would I still? I mean, I guess I would still look. That would be weird. Okay, I'm just to help out the skill of where I am and like locationally, I'm just gonna start singing "Happy Birthday" as loud as I can. Happy birthday to me.
You have to
Happy
stop there. It's not
birthday
public domain.
Yes, it is.
Just screwing with you.
Oh.
to me. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. I can do that too. I
That
got
one, I
whoa,
don't know
whoa,
if that
whoa.
one's public domain.
Okay. Someone is singing in the trunk.
Happy birthday to
And
me.
it's a really odd, like slightly feminine voice.
Oh, happy birthday to me.
Okay,
So
here's
this-
the thing: is that I know what Maggie would have the nose do, but I also don't actually want to physically harm. Like Maggie doesn't want to physically harm Jess's character, so I'm at a
We're
moment.
driving, right?
You are driving.
Okay.
No.
This is a really nice car. I mean, most people just have a radio, not a trunk singer.
Yeah, I know. Oh, but you know what? I am full Avatar right now.
You are.
Yeah.
You are 100% in the nose. What would the nose do,
Yeah.
not Rosie?
Oh God. Well, we're gonna have a small mix here. We're gonna have a small mix because otherwise her tongue's getting cut out. So
People without tongues can still hum. I'm just saying.
they can hum, but humming much quieter. Very loud, quiet, very big. 40s.
All right.
I'm humming for the sake that you could talk.
No, I know. So I will give a silent look over to him, expecting him to stop the damn car, which I assume he will.
He pulls off.
I stop humming once
The car pulls. You feel it bump, bump,
Yeah.
bump.
and so I.
The convoy pulls over.
Yep, I pull over with him.
As you gonna get out?
I'm gonna get out.
While you get out, will you make another notice check?
Yes.
And will you make another covert ops check?
That is 8, so I beat my notice by 8.
Beat it by 8 and
Beat it by 9.
Beat it by 9.
So
Still
good.
don't notice him.
Okay.
Man, is Wyatt good at that sneaky stuff.
This is what I do.
I just want to point out, chat, that my page does say the nose is a psychopathic killer. I'm going to go to the back of the trunk, I'm going to open it, I'm going to take one of her fingers, and I'm going to chop it off.
Okay.
Oh.
Give me a torture check on your skill
there
of
is
torture.
the finger
The
that
meta
hits.
point thing could happen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a.
It'd
there's
be
a,
a nice-
There's a.
And what is
9.
your torture skill?
Yeah.
Oh, 20,
Yeah.
so I beat it by
Oh, good.
11.
You beat
Holy
your
balls.
torture skill by your hand gets put onto the trunk calmly.
Well, I don't
just
even get. He
pulls
opens
the
the
knife.
trunk, right?
Go
get
ahead
to
and
do
give me
something.
do you want to make some kind of a
Tire
attempt to
iron.
avoid this?
Yeah,
You can try.
go for it.
Yeah.
Do you want to fight
Hand
against it?
the finger that hit you earlier.
You
I
can
was
try
gonna
and fight
say,
against
because
it.
I wanted to pocket
Yeah.
that finger.
This isn't Sharky's Machine, the role-playing game. Come on, let's go.
I pocketed the finger from before. Did you know that? It hit me in the face and it fell in my pocket.
I was there, it happened.
Okay. Just
She stores it in the cheek opposite the razor.
Oh!
Yeah. So many cheek pockets.
It's just like Twitch. I'm
Come
like,
on.
Fingers and noses belong together.
There you go.
Dad was Charlie the Chipmunk. Come on.
So basically, when she opens up the trunk,
Mhm.
the first thing I do is really stealthily is I look behind me to see who the car is behind me.
Ah,
Okay, so I want to see who's
While
behind
you
me.
did that, I want you to make a notice check.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
If you don't have it, you can roll 12s, or no, you aren't. No, if you don't have it, you roll
Maddox.
against your mind.
Against my mind.
Your mind.
If you don't have the
Ooh.
notice skill.
Whoa.
But my eyes are in my body. So then I
Honey.
argue that it's actually a body.
No.
Wait,
That's
can we
not how
just take
Tri-Stat
a moment
works.
to applaud
Wow.
Miss Jess Weaver, who had never played a role-playing game before she started playing Metaverse, and who just argued so
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Like
that
any
was
gamer.
delightful.
I mean,
Jess Weaver.
Damn.
Damn.
thank you. Thank you. It was worth a
My
shot.
heart is so full.
Worth a shot, but no.
Okay.
Feels good
No.
when you see the corruption
Do I
tape.
have a butt?
Yeah.
You do. I
You
believe you
can.
have one in that store. It looks like anything you can do is in there.
You can do it.
You
can
could
do it.
choose one of your Maddox skills and then use your buff to steal that roll that Rosie just made with the nose and beat it by 1. by
Ooh, I'm
stealing
gonna
your
go take
buff.
that system shock off the screen.
Oh, it should. Unless they bought a new one, it should be
Yeah.
off. I thought they already took it off.
Oh, did we get another system shock?
Check with PAX before you
Okay.
run off because I thought she took off the
It's
original.
new.
She
It's
says
new.
It is,
Oh.
it is new.
I thought so. I swear
did
she
not
handled
hear
it
it.
last time.
Oh, great pun, by the way,
Yeah.
Green.
That is amazing.
So if you wanted to attempt something, remember,
nose
you're working off
picking
the
a
Maddox
finger.
sheet, not the max sheet.
Yeah, I'm looking on both because I have some options.
You could spend points so that you could access either sheet.
Okay. Oh man, my eyesight was always so bad.
Well, I mean, you carry your eyes in your skull, right?
This is what I'm saying.
All right.
You also have your Patreon
Yeah.
pluses.
And keep in mind that notice check is independent from what you're dealing with the nose. That's
And
just to see if you notice Wyatt Maxwell is in the last car.
Right.
Also,
So, not excessively important to succeed or fail.
Hashtag system
Don't
shock
put too much
because in
into
case people
Ah.
forgot, Rosie is piloting a psychopathic murder hobo.
She is.
Yeah. and knowing Maggie, that's
That's the
not really
maximum
role playing
score
so
you
much.
can have in a skill in Tri-Stat in the torture skill.
Okay. Could I also argue that my survival skill, like me knowing my surroundings, is
I will allow
Oh,
your
yeah.
survival in place of notice.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. From hunting
Are
cars
the
so
swords
much.
1?
Swords
Yes.
are 1.
Beat it by 6.
Beat it by 6. How many did you say you beat yours by?
9.
Didn't notice him. He's just
What?
too dang good.
What if I use my +5?
You
Oh,
could,
yeah.
but you would be using your +5 simply to notice that Wyatt is in the last car. That is all you would be gaining from this. Are
Okay.
you sure you would want to use a +5 on
Can I
that?
ask a question before
Or
I
save it for something useful?
Well, I'm sorry. Very useful.
that
Okay.
wasn't leading at all.
Can when I pop up to notice,
Mm-hmm.
I don't notice it's Wyatt, but I do see there's a car behind me, so my head is visible, so technically he could see me.
Oh yeah, he saw you clear as day. He knows
Okay.
where you are.
And he sees that the nose is going around the trunk.
Oh yeah.
And Okay.
Now the question is what you're going to do about this torture roll. She succeeded. If you don't do anything about it, she is cutting off your finger. So I need you to tell me what you are going to do to try to prevent this or allow it to happen.
I need you to not pressure me. I feel a lot of pressure right now.
That is the game, my dear.
Yes.
You are in the moment, in the trunk as it opens, and something bad's going to happen, and you have seconds to decide.
I can give you
Avatar's
ridiculous amounts of detail on the contents of a 1940s car trunk, if it would help.
What was your upbringing like?
Yes, I.
Fast.
It was very fast.
You're going to have a mostly wool layer of padding, probably plaid cloth over that. You're going to have a full-size spare tire with a steel rim. Next to it will be a tire iron, one end of which is a prying shape. You will have, the other will be the size for the lug nuts.
Is
There
there
will
any
be-
contraband in the trunk?
That's entirely possible, yeah. There won't be a hubcap, but you can do without a hat. And then there may be various knickknacks in there, probably extra cans of castrol-based oil,
Okay.
castor-based oil.
D-
And if you're smart, you're carrying extra fan belts. So you've got so many weapons available right
Man,
now.
Even more things you can turn into slingshots.
Yeah.
right.
Also,
What do you-
keeping in mind what happens if you do try to stop the nose on the side of the road with
No, yeah.
gangsters with guns all around.
Yeah, I know. No, I got that. Okay, I am. Can I also? Okay. Okay. Well, I have this dead finger, and I'm gonna try and do sleight of hand. Because Max has a little bit of history in magic, but like this. Oh shoot! I can't even do it.
That's one.
I'm
know.
gonna do sleight of hand.
Sleight
You
of
can
someone
choose
else's
to
hand.
You could choose to do sleight of hand and use your Maddox buff, and it would count as one better than her torture roll was. So it would
Ooh,
succeed.
okay, yeah.
Maddox buff is used.
Maddox Bar!
You even think that you cut her finger off. It
Oh.
is so perfect.
Oh.
And you've got another finger in your hand.
Oh,
Really,
that just gets thrown on the side
it's
of
a
the road.
bizarrely
And I'm
masculine
gonna be like,
finger, but yeah.
And I'm gonna
She is convincing.
So I'm freaking out.
How can here?
Yeah, it looks like the nose just cut off.
Yeah.
Max Malone's finger when she's in the body posing as Freddy.
God, is it really convincing?
Oh yeah, she beat your score by one.
Okay.
I think the word you're looking for is satisfying.
That is the. That is in
I heard
fact.
a lot of people scream.
That is in fact the point of her buff is anything
Yeah,
you can
no,
do.
I know.
I can do
I can
better.
do better. I know. Okay. So great. So then after I think I've cut off the finger, I get back in the car, assuming my message has been given.
Our green just hit it again. Freddy got defingered.
Yeah. So I get back in the car and look at him again.
Jesus, you're crazier than they say you are. I love it. You ought to come out to Chicago more often.
Shut your face and drive the car.
And the convoy takes off down
I'd
the road
probably
again.
like shut your pie hole, wouldn't it? Because it's the 40s, not shut your face. I don't know.
Yeah.
Put a gun to your mouth.
But I got
Right into your mouth.
Put a gun to your mouth.
another shining moment from Maggie.
Yeah, there he goes
Gun
shooting
to your
his.
mouth.
There he goes shooting his mouth up again.
Cutting back to the outskirts of Chicago.
Oh yeah, it's just
You've
pleasant
gotten
there.
into the city. There's still a manhunt going on outside, but as you've gotten closer and closer into town, the dragnet is wider and wider, and so they're spread out further and further.
I'll transform the swan.
What are you going to paint it into now?
Well, it's
Or if at all.
it's going to. Well, I will just do some nice flowing lines, and it will gracefully transform into a pre-war Duesenberg.
All I heard was deuce.
I think that's where you lost about everybody.
Duesenberg, as
Ice
in
cat.
it's
Car?
it's a doozy. Yeah,
It's a car.
It's a delightful car. It's not a V16 Cadillac,
No, it is not a V16.
but it is very nice, and it's bespoke, of course, with swan-like trim on it. And wait till you hear the horn. Honk.
I was gonna say, please.
Would
You
like a
guide
ride?
him to the address you were given by Tom?
You're having a ride, right?
Yes, absolutely. I was about to ask you about the wing mirrors, but I won't. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's drive to this one place which we don't have Jeep. Tom, would you act as GPS, please?
There are street signs, Miss James.
You know one thing I love about you?
Right.
You've embraced the incoherence of language in its ultimate state, to where you could simply talk to the air and think you're getting answers.
Lol. Yeah, I thought you'd appreciate that. I'm going to
I think it's
continue
beautiful.
talking to the air, actually. Yeah. Tom, could you guide us? Tell you what, I'm going to drive
Of course.
the
Oh,
Swanmobile.
certainly.
if
Here
I
you are.
may.
I'll
Thank
hand over the steering wheel.
you. Perfect.
Is it a steering wheel?
Well,
And I would just like, as we drive there, for you to think about the most bizarre Tea Party come murder mystery game that you could possibly paint for the company that's coming to join us.
which one? Because I've had so many.
So many companies or murder mystery teas?
Yes.
Fantastic. Then you'll know what to pull from. All right.
Oh, it's going
Name
to be
what
wonderful.
you know.
Pull
Meanwhile,
up to the curb outside of this warehouse that Tom had directed you to. There are two completely not suspicious looking guys in long coats standing out front. I mean, they're not suspicious looking at all, standing on an empty street in front of an old warehouse door in long jackets and fedoras, doing nothing.
outstanding.
Great. So,
I'm now going to activate
Me-
Paint Me Like Your French Girls. That's right,
Use them
Chet.
up, paint me like your French girls.
You've been waiting for it, and now it's going to happen.
What are we removing or
Where
adding,
is-
or what are you doing with that stuff on those living individuals?
Well, as I
Joe?
said, one only really faces the unknown when they are naked, in spirit and in body. And they don't know us, so they're encountering the unknown. Naked.
Naked. Excellent. Will you give me a painting roll, please?
Oh, I shall do it for you. You know, I really am doing this for you.
I know.
You complete me.
I love you.
Beat it by 11.
A quick couple of brush strokes. These two not suspicious looking at all gentlemen are completely naked.
do I like what I see?
Blam.
Yeah, but how are the goods?
How are the guys?
I'm not going to go into detail because this is not a house
What
game.
month is it?
This is not a house game. I'm not going into those details. I'm sorry.
Well,
This is
I just wanna know what the
PG-13. This is
weather is.
PG-13. This is PG-13.
PG-13, you could still see if the goods were good or not.
What
Or maybe
month
it's
is
in the
it?
name.
That's true.
It's true.
13.
This hurts.
That could just be the girth.
Okay.
You wanted surreality. Now they're
Hey.
tripods. Fine.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's go.
Can I like throw the keys at them and be like, hey, can you take care of this car for us and have the car drive them somewhere?
They're rather mortified at their appearance.
Yeah.
People are even more prudish in the 40s than in
Yeah.
our current era.
You don't get a lot of nude valets
Now,
in
the
this
two
era.
gentlemen immediately flee from the presence of a woman.
Wow! Oh gosh, what a loose use of that term.
You know, and that is odd because you are a nurse.
I know! I should really be able to check out what's
Would
wrong
you like
with
them back?
There's a dark road we could go back here.
All right.
Steer this direction,
We'll course
shall we?
correct a little bit.
Shall we?
We'll course
Okay.
correct a little bit. Nobody needs to play doctor
This
yet.
is not a carnal episode.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Oh, we're so considerate of your feelings. All the time. Everything you want, we simply obey. All of
We
it.
love you.
So,
So they flee. We go into the warehouse.
This is your fault, Christian.
it's not your fault.
I hope you're watching.
He
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. He'll get punished with spankies later.
This hurts.
Do bye. All right. So we go into
So
the
you
warehouse.
made these guys naked. They ran off.
I made
You
them
parked the squad
insightful.
car.
I made
Are
them
the clothes
insightful.
still there?
No, they painted them away.
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
gone.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
all gone.
They're
Oh,
painted
yeah.
away.
Okay.
Come on, I'm not rolling these guys. I'm improving their world.
Okay.
Well, you're looking
As
for
they run off,
looking for extra
turning the
fingers?
corner, you see 5 very nice, well-appointed cars and a convoy pull around
Great. Remember that tea party?
and head
Get
towards this
painted.
warehouse.
Oh, really?
As
This
the
is
cars
where-
get closer, the garage doors slide up, and you can see there's at least a dozen guys inside as the
Okay.
cars start to pull in
Mhm.
and park. And they close the garage door, and your view is cut off. Inside
Really
the
hoping I
warehouse.
could greet them.
You pulled in, and the last car, as you pulled in, the garage doors closed behind you. There's at least a dozen guys in here, plus the 20 Joe had brought with him already. And you're pretty sure that your ally, Rosie, this other pilot, has gone off the reservation.
Yes.
Speaking of, since we have one in here and we can have fun with it, how about we system shock again? It will make these things really, really, really fun. Let's start with Wyatt. We're going to put you one closer to your avatar.
Oh,
For
God.
Maddox, we will put you exactly in the middle.
Okay. Oh, I get such wonderful dice.
Oh, yeah.
Super.
Everything's good.
It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
It's
It's
fine.
great. I'm fine.
It's fine.
That's what
Yeah.
Maddox
Andy
is.
James, you are going to switch to full avatar.
Oh God, that's exactly what I wanted. Thank you.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Oh God. Oh God. What is it? What is
And
it?
Rosie, you're exactly in the middle.
Oh.
And everyone breathed a collective sigh.
How many? We
Of
got
relief.
4 meta points.
That'll be-
You do have
that's
meta
only
points.
2 to go.
Smells
As that
like a
door
trap.
shuts and things
Smells like a
grip,
trap.
you feel a little funny for a second, your head shakes, and you notice that one of the guys is looking right through the window at you. And he brings the Tommy gun and says, "Hey, this guy ain't one of us!"
I am going to try and make a disguise
Bust
check
out the costume
immediately.
again.
I'm with the temp service. Didn't you get the memo?
He's trying that right now, it appears.
So he sees him and then he goes down like this.
Yep.
And then we're gonna. What do you mean?
Great.
That's right.
That actually hits it dead on.
Wow.
So you just
I
put
will
on
go-
Groucho glasses.
Yeah. I will go ahead and use the 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patreon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Patreon.
Oh, hell, Jimmy, I'm sorry. You cut your hair. You didn't look right.
No, I'm trying a new thing. Sorry. Sorry.
I saw it on the radio.
They've said it's going to be all the rage. Tell you what, we ran into some trouble though. Teddy has seen better days. I don't want to be the one who has to tell his family, but whew.
Yes, it's
Joe gets out of the car after pulling it in.
the second half is gone.
2 of the guys go over and crack open the trunk. Another pair of them. They grab hold of Freddy by the shoulders and start hauling Freddy out of the trunk. A couple of them bring over a little chain and they chain up Freddy's arms and pull, and then Freddy's
We
dangling.
can see that Freddy has all 10 fingers.
Which I'm actually kind
No,
of
no,
pleased
no.
about.
I went like this.
Yeah, yeah,
When
yeah,
I
yeah.
got
Oh, sure.
Oh, that's, dude, give me a notice check.
Oh, jeez.
Oh shit, I'm on 12.
You're on 12s.
Oh, God.
Nope.
Also, you go ahead and give me a
Oh,
notice
meta
check.
point.
I'm using a meta point. I'm on 10s.
Using a meta point.
Meta point.
That's a 5. So I beat my notice by 11.
Still got the fingers. You don't know how she pulled it off, but she tricked
No,
the nose.
that's fine. Because upon noticing, I'm gonna go. And I'm going to take myself to the nearest restroom and just puke uncontrollably
Oh.
See, I thought she'd
at what just
figure.
the fuck happened.
I thought she'd figure that she could regenerate. So yeah.
I beat it by 5.
You also noticed that all 10 fingers are present.
As discreetly as possible.
Oh, you didn't know this was 11 Fingers Jimmy you were picking up.
You'd think a name
You
like
said
that
those
would have stuck more.
fingers.
Yeah.
Those fingers are fast.
Someone's looking for you named Montoya. Anyway.
As you get pulled up, Joe brings over a bat.
Oh no.
Walks a slow circle around you. The nose has disappeared into the bathroom. You're not really sure what is going on there.
I'm not gonna puke for long, okay?
But you saw a very brief moment there when she clearly saw that you had all your fingers. That something just went over, like green in the face. Went from being that cold, stone cold killer to looking like somebody who really, really felt bad.
Yeah. How high am I in the air?
Oh, you're probably only about a foot off the ground. Just enough that your feet aren't
So if
touching.
I drop, like my feet would sting and.
Yeah, if you could get undone, you'd
Yeah.
drop. You wouldn't even that. It wouldn't be much.
Okay.
It's just so you're nice and held up like a wonderful pinata for Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna
no,
shoot?
Which,
I got
speaking
that.
of, you hear it before you feel it, and the bat hits you square in the back while you're hanging.
Oh,
The crack
man.
is so loud of flesh
Oh.
and maybe even bones breaking. You can hear it in the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out of the bathroom.
Man.
30 damage, please.
Yeah.
You know what, James?
Man.
Where is the body?
Freddy Pinata.
Where's the goddamn body, Freddy?
I'm gonna ruin your game.
Takes a couple more steps around you.
Oh.
Now, I'm just using this bat, but if you don't want to talk, I'm gonna let that batshit crazy one over there stop cutting.
Is he pointing to me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So.
Oh yeah.
So.
Can I prepare an action?
What do you mean prepare an action?
If that bat lifts, my
Okay.
gun is shooting.
All right.
Oh.
I like to hear that.
So he says that, and I spit
Give
at
me a
his
notice.
feet.
Give me a
Still has an
notice.
eye left.
He does have
You
one
as well,
eye left.
sir.
I would like to enter the warehouse at this point.
Would you like me
Oh,
to
we're
with
gonna
you?
go right there in 1 second.
Oh yeah.
Beat it by
I have the medicine.
You can tell that if he swings that bat again, it looks like she's gonna go for her gun. Did you
Okay.
beat your notice?
I don't really know.
You could roll 12s
If
against
I do the
max.
survival again?
You could survival at 12s, or you could do it
Oh,
on.
my bad. I have to use 12s.
Yep.
My bad. That was a mistake.
Cute. Cute, cute, cute.
Or for
13.
Max can use perception.
Well, we're about to meet new people. You want a name tag?
Right.
Okay, I beat it by
Of course.
You also notice that as Joe's doing this earlier, that her hand is right on. She's probably gonna go for that gun if he swings that bat again.
Awesome. So, having said that,
Outside of the warehouse.
got it. Fine.
You saw the cars pull in.
Oh, yeah.
And things closed down. Then things changed over, and now you're Nurse Tesla, and you just broke out of prison. And you're in Chicago, and things are weird.
Yeah, and you got a white Duesenberg and a guy painting himself a name tag.
The crazy guy from across the hall was with you.
Crazy is relative, really. I think of that as
Why not?
judgmental.
Always.
Oh.
Okay.
Nurse?
Okay.
You're not really sure how you got here.
Indeed. And I have almost no, if any, desire to meet up with these guys, do I?
Not necessarily, but on the other hand, you're really confused. Your last memory is being in your padded cell in Statesville, and then the recent events after are kind of. It's like you dreamed escaping, and dreamed riding in a swan, and you even dreamed that this guy painted people back to life. It's got to be a dream. But then again, here you are, standing in front of the warehouse that you dreamed just a few minutes ago.
Joy. Okay.
And you know you're in Chicago, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Nurse?
Yes.
May I call you Nurse?
Yes.
Well, I felt that you were wronged by being looked at as a sidekick. You're always so much more. Do you have any requests? We've come to the place that you wanted. Your imaginary, your augmented voice said that we should come here.
Well, very well.
Yes. So is there anything particular you'd like to do? I could paint us a little trattoria to have some lunch if you'd like.
That sounds nice.
Doesn't it?
Why? It's always French. She always wants to be French. She's not.
Be French
No,
then.
be French.
Be-
All
Be
right.
French then.
Because I can
Be
paint you like
Italian.
Like,
one of the French girls.
like, oh.
No, if you don't mind. That sounds like trouble to me. Well, I suppose we should go in.
Go in. But-
This is where I wanted to be. This is where I should go.
Well, all right, but I haven't had time to paint a maitre d'.
Well, How long will it take?
Not very long, really, but service is important, I feel, when dining out. So I will start painting a nice cafe outside.
Excellent. Will you give me a painting check, please?
I feel like doing that because this is the
Let's
kind
see
of
how
thing.
fine of a cafe you paint.
Well, and of course I said trattoria, which would be an Italian outdoor cafe, and
Chicago's getting more European by the moment.
that's right.
Let's call it improved.
Improved.
What's
The Funny Sims is a 1.
It's
That's
a 1. Okay, so beat it by 9.
Beat it by. It is a phenomenal. You pretty sure you
Fresh
haven't
linen.
seen that nice even in Italy.
Which of course you've robbed. You've robbed all of Italy.
Oh.
So, yes.
It is really, really nice. Way too nice to be on the side of a warehouse down by the waterfront.
One of the odder parts is that it clearly goes into the building too.
There seems to be a door now that was
there are
not there
some
before.
tables
This is so
inside.
Yeah, you can like see people in there.
There's an oven
For
baking.
The rest of you inside, you're hanging. That tense moment is going on, and then the wall just sort of shifts, like liquid to paint dripping, and then it's like you're looking at the inside of a cafe kitchen that's facing outward into like an outdoor cafe. It just appeared from nowhere. There's people in outfits that looks very like Italian. They have the thank you very
Yep.
much.
Sorry, Chet can't see the sliders, which is
Well, let's
getting
fix
slightly confusing. So I thought maybe I'd lift them up
It's
slightly.
slider.
You're the
All
best.
right.
Thanks, guys.
Sliderly
It helps
confusing.
that.
Are those sliders more visible, guys?
We do it for
Helen should
you.
move over a little bit more towards the middle.
Helen should move over towards the middle.
Helen should or Helen
Other
Slider?
way, sorry, to your
Other
right.
way.
Perfect.
How's that?
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, Nick.
We-
It just helps tell the story a little
Yeah.
bit better for them. They
Uh,
see where the hell we are. on
In
the
this
slide.
case, in this case, we can use the subjective directions: violent word or weird word. So,
Right, yes, indeed.
Adorable.
yeah, and
Now
there's
a cafe that has like just appeared
Appeared.
inside, and it appeared inside not just out of nowhere, but like in service. Like there are people already sitting down at tables as though they have been there for some time. Some of them are finishing their meals. There's a dishwasher scraping away plates.
oh, there's a full
It's just-
oven in there.
It's
as
as though
well.
it has been going on this whole time you've been here and before, but you know that it hasn't.
And now you can smell bread because the oven is going.
Well, I am simply dying for a Campari and soda, so.
I love how
That
you
smells
think,
amazing.
my
What
dear.
happened?
And
So-
let's just stride on over and sit down and
Everyone
Waiter?
except for, perhaps you, because you're hurting really badly, is just staring at this crazy cafe
I
that just
assume-
appeared.
Magic sight. This is clearly just magic.
The whole thing is,
Yeah.
once it started dripping, it is,
Yeah.
very, very, very much, and you can see kind of through to the front of the cafe where the people are, and there's a gentleman in a prison jumpsuit with a paintbrush, and that paintbrush that's very fancy, it's brass and looks really very unique, is glowing like a Christmas tree to your magic sight.
Great.
It's just
Everyone's quiet though and like staring.
people are just staring at this cafe
Great.
that appeared from nowhere.
Do I know
Warehouse.
you?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do I know you? Taking it as a no. Back to you.
Who wouldn't know me?
What the hell is that?
Well, I am Tesla, and this is my friend here. What is
Sergio,
Sergio.
of course. Sergio, the surrealist.
Get these people out of here.
Oh, are
no,
you
no,
of
no.
Italian origin, sir?
I'm really confused.
Oh. In that case, I'll remind you, and I'll start painting the Duomo around him, and the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and the Vecchio from Florence, and a little bit of Venice is running through now.
All right,
Watch the water.
shoot this guy.
Oh.
Initiative.
I will
Lord.
defend myself, sir.
Okay.
I have
right.
cannoli.
So we roll with 12.
Correct.
Roll
12
12 and add your initiative bonus if you have one on your sheet. If you're
or
working
ACV.
with multiple
Or
sheets,
initiative.
use the one that, well, if you're in full pilot or full avatar.
Right,
you have to
right.
have- But if you're in the middle, use the one that
Okay.
benefits you the
Good
most.
Lord.
Whichever one benefits you the most.
Yeah, right.
Plus initiative, really?
Mm-hmm.
Can I,
13.
do I add ACV?
Yeah, can I have a
No,
mulligan?
just your
Damn
initiative.
it.
No, there aren't no mulligans, my dear. Sorry.
Yeah, they're Italian. You get a mulligano.
Oh, a mulligano.
Religano?
Oh no.
All right, so what do we have for initiative scores?
25.
25 for Rosie.
13.
I rolled really well. It was like the best I've ever rolled.
13.
I did get a 12.
You like 13 and 13. Did you get 13?
Oh, what?
Who has
Does
that?
that mean we can maybe go all
That's
the
what
same
I.
time?
Yeah. That's what all
Oh
the
my
cool kids
god,
get.
it will be so much fun.
24 Wyatt.
We can braid hair.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how much hair
So all three of you tied for last place. Yeah.
But that's great because that means
Race
we're
to
first
the
to
bottom.
react.
Yeah.
You heard the order.
Ah.
He said, shoot this guy, and that's where we're starting. What are you going to do, Miss Harmon?
So when he, okay.
Nobody specified which guy.
It's clearly the man with the paintbrush.
And more than likely, probably all of those people that are in that cafe as well.
Right. Which are clearly
So
now
far,
real people.
these guys have not demonstrated any concern for bystanders.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, did you paint people in the
Oh
painting
yeah.
too?
Oh, there's a full staff in there.
So how many?
Oh,
There's probably about 15 total
Yeah,
people in
I'd
the
say
cafe,
so.
including staff.
Yeah.
Who weren't there before.
Yeah.
So we've got a bunch of civilians.
I was
Yes.
going to say, are they confused or are they just enjoying themselves?
They were painted in that very moment, enjoying themselves in that Italian-style
Okay.
cafe.
So at least the mood is light.
They're starting when this is going on,
No,
they're just like
no.
starting to set their cups down and realize that there's
No.
people pointing guns at them, but they won't have a chance to do anything before.
Look, they're background
Roses.
actors. They have no script.
I assume in this warehouse we've got some chains.
There's some.
I mean, I'm
Holding,
on one.
But are there other chains around? I mean, what?
That seems to be the only set you can see.
That's the only set I can see.
Doesn't mean that there aren't any, but that's the only set you can see.
All right. Well, I've clearly seen what the painter can do. God, I mean, I delay though. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna use my Deadeye shot.
Excellent.
From Annie Oakley and use my Silence Custom 45 from the nose, and I'm gonna shoot him straight between the eyeballs.
Who?
Joe.
You're gonna shoot Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Between the eyes. Give me a shooting test.
Or next to the existing eye.
He only has one eye is a relevant thing about Joe Batters.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did have two eyes,
Okay.
and historically he had two eyes, but somebody took one of his eyes in the last
Yeah.
game.
Is it in your pocket?
Oh, you mean this?
And even worse, when Maddox took Joe Batters' eyes, it was during a meltdown when she was in the body of Lou. So Joe Batters thinks that Lou Stensler took his eye.
I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So I am doing a called shot, but I don't get the penalty because of dead
Deadeye
shot. But
shot.
I am over here, which means I have to do 2d12 plus 2 for the roll, which super effing blows.
Yes, it
Because
does.
Rosie doesn't have it. So unfortunately, we're gonna go just a little bit more evil and use 2 of those meta points so I can roll 10s.
Two meta points used.
And a chill.
Met.
That would be a 9, so I beat it by 9.
Beat it by
Oh no, it's
9.
an 11. I can't do
11?
math.
Beat it by 11. What does the damage
Beat it
do
by
on
7.
that particular weapon?
40 damage.
All right, you shoot him, and it actually manages to penetrate skin. Joe Batters is notoriously
Right.
tough as a metahuman, and he bleeds, but it doesn't do much more than that. It even falls away after hitting him in the forehead.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. That's my bad. It's bad humor. But it did make him bleed a little.
Oh yeah, you made him bleed. That was not a soft hit.
Okay, thank you.
Next on our initiative count, I have 20 with Wyatt. A shot has been fired. A cafe has appeared.
Yeah.
And
Welcome
never
to
once
Meta.
did you think that was going to be the beginning to a combat scenario
That's
in a
right.
tabletop game.
I was certainly not.
A cafe draws near.
I'm sorry, is it the bistro math?
Yes. A wild cafe appears. You use maitre d'. It's super effective.
Super effective. Nice. I'm going to cry out. Look, I'm sorry, but I'm not going against that crazy broad. Take a shotgun, unloading on Joe.
Everyone embraces the nose in themselves.
This is great.
And I'm happy to say that Christian has just coined the term bistromancy.
Bistromancy.
Because how often do you get Helen and Larry in the same room? A get well soon present for Christian. Hashtag cool rule.
Oh, thank you, babe. Yeah.
Thank you. They're gonna need that later, trust me.
Well, now I'm full of trepidation again.
Good. Hey, but nobody's gonna sneak under the table and grab your ankle this game.
I did check. You just saw me check, right? It's just like, they lied to me, didn't they? Christian's fine. He's under the table. He's grabbing your leg.
He's been there the whole time.
The long con.
So give me that shooting test
He
to
is
shoot
good at
with
a
the
long
shotgun.
con.
What did you get there?
Yeah, he really
Beat it by 3.
Beat it by 3. What's the damage again on that shotgun?
50.
50 points. Again, it seems that most of the pellets don't really do a whole lot, but the impact actually knocks him down to the ground.
ground.
After you, Wyatt, is my enemies to go. So the 6 goons closest to the cafe open fire with Thompsons on the cafe and all of its residents.
They need to hand in their Italian ancestry card. Firing at a trattoria, that's just wrong.
And in a spray of gunfire, 4 of the cafe patrons are shot dead. Bullets tearing through their bodies, coffee cups exploding, glassware, plates. It's just blood mixed into the white linen. It is horrifying.
They
But I
aren't
have the
inanimate
medicine.
objects. They were never alive.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell them. They don't know.
But part of being a surrealist is being a staunch realist, so it looks very real.
4 more of them open fire with Thompson machine guns on the 2 of you.
Great.
Twice on the surrealist. What is your dodge bonus, Sergio?
A +2.
+2. That will miss. Oh, grab that back. And that will miss. And what is your dodge bonus, Nurse Tessa?
+2.
That will hit.
Oh, son of a bitch.
And that will miss. 30 damage from the Thompson as bullets pierce your flesh.
Oh, and I don't have my armor because God,
Inside.
Son of a dick. That's right. Said it.
Joe Batters
My name
climbs
is
to
Dixon.
his feet, takes 2 steps, and swings that bat at you.
Like I haven't heard that before.
And managed to miss. And even if I use my bonus from chat, it's not enough to hit you with that one. Stepping from behind the nose is Paul Rica, known as the waiter.
Well, he fits in very well.
He does. Yeah.
You feel a finger.
Brand.
You feel a finger touch the back of your shoulder,
Is
and
it
you
a
hear a
living
voice
finger?
say, "Wait right here," and your whole body freezes solid.
It just says wait right. I just can't physically go forward.
The waiter.
You can't move a single muscle in your body.
The
Ass fuck,
waiter.
mother ass.
He
Wait
makes
right
people
here.
wait.
Ass fuck mother ass bitch.
And as he
Yeah,
does that, he
PG-13.
steps around you, so he's standing right in front of you,
Damn
pulls a
babe.
pistol, and slowly starts screwing a silencer on the front of it, smiling at you.
I would like to open up.
Inside, still, I've got more guys to shoot. Oh, yes. I'm going to
Just
open
let
fire with
me
a couple
open
more
up
shots on you and a couple of shots on the paralyzed nose.
My aura of anise does nothing.
Not against the waiter.
Man.
What's worth a shot?
He's dealt with the public for years.
He's one of those mobsters that got really, really screwed on his name in history. He got named the waiter because when the first mobster that actually met him, he was a waiter. And he never got to lose that name, even though he became the
man.
boss of an organized crime family. People always called him the waiter.
I bet his service with a smile was amazing.
I was gonna say, that's kind of
My
somebody
sixth
you'd
sense
want to
would've told
build
me
a
it was it. Come on.
reputation
All
on
right, all
for,
right, all
you know, being good.
You
to
are
people.
both shot once for 30 damage to each of you from Thompson's.
I am going to negate that hit on myself.
And explain how you are doing that to everyone watching and the people at the table.
That's right.
One of Lou's benefits is called Nick of Time. Twice per session, Lou can negate a hit on himself or a nearby ally by either shouting a warning or moving at the last second. I am going to move at the last second out of the bullet's path.
Excellently
Oh.
done. You are not shot. Next on our
I'm
initiative
just
count is
taking a look
all
at you.
3 of our 13s, and I'm going to start and just work my way around. Chained up and hanging.
What
Right.
happens to a loot box
Who's
deferred?
near me?
There's all kinds of goons in near you.
Where's
Wyatt's
the waiter?
somewhat close.
Hey.
About 15 feet away from you.
Yo, you can
Back
shape
to you.
change, right? You shape change into like little baby hands.
I don't
Like-
think I can
Like
anymore.
make little Trump hands and just slide right out.
She has used her shape
Oh
change
my
ability.
god, that's how
Oh.
he keeps avoiding detection.
So,
Alright.
so the waiter is 15 feet away.
About 15
where's,
feet away.
Where's Joe? Because he was close to me.
Joe is still about the same distance. He's right up on Wyatt, trying to beat him to death with a bat.
But he's 15 feet away.
About, yeah.
Okay, so I'm up on a chain and what
But
is
only about a
holding
foot.
me-
The chain's just wrapped around the wrist.
That's
But you're
just
fairly certain that just shifting back out of being Freddy
Mm-hmm.
might free you by itself.
yeah.
Just giving
But
up your form.
I don't have that.
But changing back does not require it. Only changing into a different form requires it. You can change back into your original form at any time. Once you
Okay.
do so, it's done though. Your shapeshift is burnt. It stays active until you go back.
Right.
You're not stuck as Freddy forever. You're
right.
stuck as Freddy as long as you want to be Freddy, and then you're max again.
Right.
I'm guessing
so the
at the
question
moment
is, do you
you've
want to
had enough of
remain
being
as
Freddy.
Freddy right now, or do you want to shift back into max?
Right. Well, Max is, she's hardy, but I feel like her hands are much smaller
Oh yeah,
than Freddy's.
substantially.
He has fast fingers and fat wrists.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
if I okay, I'm gonna change back. Is that
As you
my turn?
shift back, just the very nature of shape shifting, your arms are almost liquidy for a moment, and you just pull.
That's
right
right.
down.
Plop down on the ground. Is that my turn?
No, not at all.
Oh,
That is
yay.
an action. You still have an action.
Okay, great. So now I'm both. Oh, God.
There is a meta point left if you feel like moving it, or you can work off the middle.
That's
Be
you.
calm.
Your call.
Be calm.
I can't be calm.
Everything's fine.
Meta points are up for grabs.
This guy.
Take them if you need them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
You're also the only one who's used your
And
buff.
what boosts have you got?
We have buffs.
I mean,
that we can
seriously.
use to
I
move.
know. I've used all of mine.
Fantastic people have paid good money for you to get out of this. No pressure.
I don't have buffs. I don't have one.
You can take
No,
some
but
of
you can
ours.
take the meta point.
Yeah,
You
take
can
that.
We'll take them out. We have buffs. If we want to move on
Yeah.
a scale, we can move whenever we want by
Don't worry about
by
taking
using
the
our
last
buffs.
meta
So you
point.
take
If
that
you need
meta
it,
point
take
if you
it.
want it.
Yeah,
Right. No.
because
The
we
store
believe
is for
in you.
using.
We
Use it
believe
if you
in
need
you.
it.
Yeah. Do I want a meta point or do I want a loot box?
What would you
Is
get?
what I'm
you-
Oh,
At
yeah.
this point, you need to be specific. So if you don't have something in mind already, a loot box won't help you.
Right.
You need to know
I
exactly
know
what
exactly
you
what
want.
I want.
Well, they
Better
weren't
be.
gifted to me, so I'll let you guys have your
We
loot
need to
box.
know
exactly
I
what
will
you
do
want.
a meta
Oh, no.
point so you guys can have your
And
boxes.
if the other
May I
part, I would say is
suggest-
if you call for a loot box, that will be it for your turn. You'll get the loot box, then you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I get a toy, but I'll leave it to you
Yeah.
guys.
I mean,
But toys you don't get to use are rather useless, aren't they?
yeah. I mean, may I suggest self-applying powered armor about now?
Self-applied part. No, I'm gonna use the meta point because Maddox
Because that's a
is
good loot box
very
item.
dependable.
Use it.
Yes,
Use it.
I will.
I just want to see her as War Machine. That's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Use it.
I'm gonna use it. And then I'm also, when the chains that were wrapped around my wrist, when I fell out, I'm guessing they were just wrapped around a beam.
Yes.
And so maybe perhaps I could jump up and tug on it while I fall down, so now I have this chain.
Oh yeah.
Give me a roll against either body or athletics if you have it.
I just,
Do I have
just
athletics?
screw with it
I
and
know.
make it a mind check, right?
Of course.
No.
In fact, not only does Maddox have athletics, how good is Maddox at athletics?
18.
Just so darn good.
Okay.
Yeah, 8.
Oh, life
So,
is good.
10. I beat it by 10.
Beat it by 10. You grab hold of that chain, pull down, and the two guys that were on the end of it holding you up come jerking off their feet through the air, hanging onto the chain.
Are they on the ceiling?
They're in the
They're
air.
in
They're in the air.
Nice.
One of them lets
He gets stuck
go,
on the beam.
and he tumbles across the ground, and the other one's just kind of hanging on, swinging like a really ugly chandelier.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
That's
Sergio the Surrealist.
cute, yeah.
Well, this is tedious.
Is it indeed?
His reaction to a gunfight and shape changing and everything is, this is tedious. So,
The whole melting person was kind of neat to watch.
I do like that. I do like that, even if it does remind me of him.
He who shall not be named.
He who shall not be named, but doesn't deserve to be in the Louvre. Anyway.
Right.
I think this is really largely a matter of perspective.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
You know how whenever you look at things from one point of view, it seems obvious, but then you step to the side and it doesn't seem as obvious as it did? Well, there's some times when you can aim towards, I'm explaining this like it's an art lesson to you, by the way, whether you care or not.
Great.
Yes. And so something that's often encountered recently in the war was the problem of parallax, which is when you can have a weapon aimed in one direction, but you're viewing it from here, and so you're really aiming at this point, so it will fall apart over here. And in ship's gunnery, that's known as straddling a target. But really, the point of using parallax in this explanation, because I know you wanted to know about this,
I sure did.
is that everybody that's using a firearm right now, which I consider vulgar, unless, of course, they're spewing very good champagne, is I'm going to use a technique that Magritte was playing with recently, where, like a cinematographer, that's people who work on films,
Oh, is it?
will simply pull the focus as they aim. Which means that he's going to make the perception of everybody that is aiming a firearm, yeah, that includes you guys, so that the ranges are extremely skewed and parallel to where they would be aiming.
Affecting the way the weapon is firing or affecting the way they are aiming?
It is affecting their perception.
Okay, so affecting neither and so their direct perception.
So will that be a mind or a soul check or what?
I want you to make a painting check first.
The painting check
Because
first.
everything the painter does revolves around painting.
Double threes.
Now I will
Made
have
it
you make
by-
a soul check. Because you are
Alright.
attempting to influence their minds with your painting. Which
My
is
soul?
a stretch
Oh,
for
yes.
your magic.
But it's also my purpose. So, that's a 1, you say?
That is very, very good.
That's a 3 out of a soul
Alright.
of 12.
Everyone using a firearm until the painter decides that this isn't the case anymore is going to take an additional penalty of 4 on all of their shooting tests.
Okay, I got a chain, y'all.
Yeah, it's fact.
He was
I
specific
got
that this
a
applies
chain.
only to firearms,
I got a
but
big fat
anyone
chain.
using one, -4 penalty as long as he is choosing to keep that in effect.
And I even have the gesture, which is so and so.
Moving from you, we move to Nurse Tesla at 13.
I want a loot box.
What do you want? Must be specific.
Yeah.
I would like an extremely large magnet and a coil of wire.
Loot box!
Oh, boom! Boy, do we
Excellent.
need a sound effect for that.
All right, a loot box is the entirety of an action for a person, but inside the loot box you have the coil of wire and a decently sized but also powered electromagnet.
Oh, you mean I don't even have to apply electricity to it that I can generate?
Oh, you're gonna need to juice it.
Oh,
but
okay. I'm
And-
just double checking.
And let's remind
It doesn't
the
have
viewers.
a power source, but it will. It will.
But it will,
Let's remind the viewers the character's
because I'm
name
electrifying.
is Nurse Tesla.
She is electrifying.
Oh yeah.
Let's go back to the top with Rosie at
All right.
25. Now, immediately at the beginning of your turn, you are allowed to make a body check to attempt to break paralyzation of the waiter.
I'm allowed to make a body
This is not your
check.
action. This is just the beginning of the round. Do you break the paralyzation?
And then I'm going back to my Aranciata.
Basically, you're giving me a free roll to see if I break it.
Yes.
And then I can try to use also my master plan that I will
Correct.
break the game to break it. Okay. I do have to roll 10.
But by the nature of the
Oh, damn, I
technique,
missed the
every
opportunity
person
to ask
affected
the
by
waiter
every
about
round
my card and
automatically
soda.
gets an attempt to break free.
No, it's there. It was already at the table.
That is an 8. I beat my body by 4.
You are able to act this round.
That would push his buttons.
Oh, thank God. I mean, what I was going to do was really
You can get him
cool.
to
But I.
However, I should warn you, because you are still under this effect, you will have to make the check again next round to act, and so on and so
Oh,
on
yeah.
until
Oh,
the
yeah, no,
paralyzation
no.
is
I
gone. Okay.
understand that. And that
But this round, the paralyzation does not apply to you.
That
You
is-
may act normally.
Oh, that is just fine. And oh god, we can roll per person on this, by the way, because I am still coming out of the paralyzation.
What are you attempting to do?
Well, you're gonna see.
Oh boy.
So,
Using
first,
your buff?
I'm using my buff, and I'm
Rosie
going
buff.
full
Full
Rosie.
wisdom is
yeah.
gone.
Oh.
So full Rosie. Is summoning Mercy an action? It's a free action. It says on my page.
Yes.
Haha, great. So,
Covered.
Mercy is going to show up to the waiter, and if the waiter moves, he's getting cut and losing part of his soul. So that's how that works. I also, because that was a
Maggie.
free action, so if you're gonna make me wait, I'm gonna make you wait. I'm gonna cast a spell as Hex Destiny.
You do the
Because
sorcery test first.
do the sorcery first.
Yeah.
Okay.
This isn't a move, but after she did that, I yelled at the server. I'm like, "Oh, you just got served! You just got served, waiter!"
You don't get that reference yet, but you just got
my God, you just got.
That is a 10. My sorcery is 14. I have not used my Patreon at +6, and you know what? I really want this to work. Yeah, so I'm gonna do it.
All right, that is
Do it.
success by 10. That counts as a
success
critical
by 10.
success.
It does, and I might destroy your lives, and I'm really sorry.
Oh no.
Shoot!
Okay.
I love chaos.
Here's the thing: is that I've been in this gross person for a very long time, and now I'm over here to Rosie, who has a very close connection to Hess Destiny, who just is very sweet and innocent. So I'm done with the killing. You should all be much cuter. Become fluffy borks.
No!
I would like all of the bad guys to turn into borks. They're still bad. They're still evil. They're just going to be borks. And I'm really sorry because Rosie doesn't realize that that's like really bad.
That's so
for you.
triggering for us.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we had that discussion.
Oh,
but-
All right
We
then.
did have that.
Because you got a critical success,
I brought the borks.
20 of the goons burst like an explosion of blood and gore and blood and flesh. And where those bursts happen, there are fluffy, bouncy, cute, adorable borks in long coats with fedoras and tiny hats.
And we look at it, I was like, oh god. No, but it wasn't all the goons, right?
Got 20 of them.
20, but that's not all of them. So there are still some normal looking
Which
bad
goons
guys.
are not borkified?
Ample
There's
amount
going
of
to be
goons.
8 left that have not been borkified, plus the waiter and Joe Batters.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen Joe Batters as
Yeah.
I would have too. I was kind of hoping for that one, but
He'd have a little
Now we
first
got
back.
gangster
And there are
borks.
chunks of them, like from the explode, are still like in the room. So the entire like skeletal and flesh are spattered all over the warehouse. It is went from the nicest looking Italian cafe you've seen to now the most horrible, disturbing, graphic Italian cafe you've ever seen.
Oh, at this point, I'm just painting myself some popcorn because this is this is the best.
and now the borks are like, I'm gonna put a gun to your mouth.
I know.
Put it in your mouth, see? I'm gonna put it to your mouth.
I'm gonna bark your bark. Yeah, no, I'm gonna put a gun to your bark.
Barking.
Why?
Yeah.
They're all borking mad. I think. Oh, I'm so glad I'm here.
In the midst of that, I'm just going to haul back and try to make a targeted punch attack to Joe's good eye.
Okay. Give me a fighting check.
Oh, I air high five Lou.
You know what Batters
Well, then
would
you will
turn
have done
into?
both eyes,
A
Lou.
bork with a spork.
A spork and bork?
A bork with a
Spork
spork.
and bork.
He wouldn't have a bat. He'd have a spork.
Spork and bork.
Beat it by 6.
He'll bork you up.
Excellent. And what are we doing for damage?
That will be if I can use throat punch on
You
his
can
eye,
use throat punch.
That'll be 50 damage.
It will be 50 damage. You hit him with everything you've got, and you're pretty sure that despite his almost invulnerable exterior, you just gave Joe Batters a black eye and his good eye.
Oh, yeah.
You might have even broken his nose. You're not entirely sure.
Broke his toe.
You are sure that he has never been hit that hard before. 2-3 steps back, holding his forehead and blood streaming down his nose. Has that look of a guy who's just never even felt a real punch until that moment.
Is that what pain is like?
Very much so. As he staggers away and some of the Bork goons start to raise their rifles up and it looks like all hell's about to break loose, a gentleman enters through the side of the warehouse who is just immense. He's probably 4 feet from shoulder to shoulder in the most perfectly high-end custom-tailored suit you've ever seen.
Oh,
Probably thousands of dollars in 1940.
It's my tailor.
Just perfect. It probably could have like 6 or 8 people outfitted for the amount of cloth that's used on him.
Mm-hmm.
His face is very familiar to all 3 of you, and in fact even to you who've seen Frank the Enforcer Nitty on television and newspapers for more than a decade. Frank is in charge of the Chicago outfit. These who Joe Batters, Al Capone, and everyone else work for, and who has a very, very close working relationship with Mr. Meyer Lansky. And he's coming in through the side of the house, very, very calm, looks around. What the hell is going on around here? It's about enough out of all yous. Everybody sit down. And without hesitation, every single one of those goons, Joe Batters, the waiter, takes a seat right where they're at.
Oh, they're just such fluffy little seats, too.
The Borks bounce
Do they
because
bounce a little bit?
well, those guys don't know how to be Borks yet, so when they tried to sit down really fast, they went boing, 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 boing.
Does it make him a little bit mad or does he crack a smile?
He doesn't
This
change
big
his
guy.
face at all.
He just watches them bounce?
I said sit down.
Okay. I just
Right,
find that
little
hard to
Bork's
watch.
trying. I'm trying to sit.
It's just so bouncy.
What are you gonna do? Burn my whole village down?
I don't know. What would you do?
I'll just do a gesture at that point and just say cannoli.
My name is Frank Nitty. This is my Chicago. I don't know some of yous. I know some of yous. A big fan by the way.
Would you like cannoli?
I would love some, but just excuse me for a moment.
Nowhere.
Joey, come here, Joey. Joey, are you in charge of Chicago? You running the outfit these days? Nazis, Joey, Nazis. Starts to turn away, and then just a flick of his wrist, the back of his hand hits Joe and sends him all the way across the warehouse and into the wall.
Ooh, okay, that's that power level. Okay, now that's
He
clear.
slides down, blood streaked along the wall.
Yeah, okay.
Get up, Joey. Go home, kiss your wife and kids. Don't go to the club. Don't go see one of your girls. Go home. And know that not tomorrow, maybe not next week, hell, maybe not next month, but sometime, someone's gonna come and they're gonna put a bullet in the back of your head, and they're gonna do it because I said so. Now get the hell out of here. Now then, I apologize for any inconvenience. You folks have a nice day. The rest of you shits, get the hell out of here. Turns on his heel, walks by you, takes the cannoli and heads for the door. Just munching on it.
Take the cannoli.
Oh, do we attack him? Do we not attack him? Oh god, he's really strong. You have electricity. Oh.
Wait, why would we attack him?
Why would we attack him?
Why would we attack him?
I don't know.
would
I'm
we
feeling
attack
very
him?
violent.
We
I'm
just
very violent,
Yeah,
guys.
he just let us go.
You're right. Okay. Yes. Okay. You're right.
The victory.
Yeah. No. Be smart. Be smart. Okay.
Getting hit by
Leave
that
the
man.
fight. Take the cannoli.
Yeah.
And then he's gone. The warehouse clears out, minus the gore and blood. The
Wait, do the Borks just like walk
they,
out?
Oh no, they bounce out, and it's hilarity watching them try to get into these cars. And then as they're driving away, you can see them on the driver's seat, and every bump they hit, because the suspension's bad, they're all bouncing around inside
Are
the
they
car.
doing like the trench coat effect for the car? Like
Oh,
we
no.
have 3 kids in a trench coat, but it's just like one is like on.
They're doing Muppet Man.
Right, like on the pedals, and the other
Oh
one's
no,
like
he's
pressing.
bouncing.
Muppet Man. No, I just been
He's
Muppet
just
Man.
bouncing from the floorboard to be able to see, floorboard to see, floorboard to see.
Everybody else is seeing what I'm seeing, right?
I hope everybody
Okay, cool.
gets a gif of those hand gestures, by the way. That was beautiful. I'll be thinking of you
Lily, you
always.
did that yourself.
Yeah, you did.
You didn't even do that.
Yep.
It's okay. AK reminded us this is mature rated show.
Yeah,
18
yeah.
plus.
Ever more mature by the moment.
Ooh.
No. I'm not gonna let you do this.
Back it off. Okay.
All right, so they're gone.
You're left in an empty warehouse with two crazy individuals, which one of them, you can see now that the chaos is over, has that glow. And you two clearly see Andi James is right there. She's right there in that body of that weird nurse-looking lady in a prison jumpsuit with a guy in a prison jumpsuit and a paintbrush.
At no point did we ever decide to paint ourselves better clothes.
No, mine was tailored to begin with.
Well, that is true.
He rather likes his.
Yeah.
Right.
He can do it for you right now.
It's a reminder to
nice.
everybody who sees me that we are basically imprisoned within our perceptions.
Statement piece.
I get it.
Dying inside over there.
Well,
No. I've been dead for years.
Yep, that's
Do you,
reassuring.
Are you in there?
I guess not. I mean, yes, but
Andy's in there.
Andy's in there.
I mean, there's no meta point there. You could use Meep to put yourself anywhere on the slider.
I don't want to, though. Meep is so useful to me.
I understand that it is.
yeah, but look at the time.
Yeah, we have a whole hour.
Kid.
Anything can happen in an hour.
Anything could happen in 30 seconds.
I know, that's why I'm saving it.
Keep in mind, you still have bullet time on your Andy ability as your
that's
sheet,
true,
so
I
you're
do.
not completely without the capability to do that if you use your bow.
Indeed.
But buff allows you to put yourself anywhere on the slider you choose.
All right, well, I know, but once I do that, I can't get back.
Unless
Yeah,
somebody buys more
No,
meta
I don't want
points.
to put myself
Make
in
your
the middle.
decision. Don't be
Make
bullied.
your decision.
Okay.
Can I start just kind of humming a tune? God, how'd that song go that you wrote? How'd that song go?
Let me go, I'm in a trunk, let me go.
No.
All the hits.
I turned to Lou and I'm just like, come on, you know that. Yeah, you're in it. So you remember that song? Remember, like Andi sings.
It is the only way to get
Maybe
on that
if we
slider.
have, if we do something,
moment,
she
yeah.
can help like trigger herself, like
I'm not gonna put myself out.
He's not even on
If
fire
it
yet.
can't, if it can't happen right now, it can't happen.
You don't recognize that
She
pilot,
seems to be
but
much more
clearly there's a
reasonable at
pilot
least
in
than our
there.
other esteemed
They
friend.
clearly
Okay.
do.
They do, and they're debating over some nonsense.
Oh, Rat, I need. Why are you debating over the pilot?
I'm having
This one I need to
espresso.
be worried about.
No,
no,
it's a friend.
no.
It's a friend.
She's part of our team.
Oh, alright. Well, she just.
She was separated a while back. We just
See,
haven't.
I have a question for you guys. Did you have another companion? Has it been just you two?
No,
No, we had an entire prison.
Okay.
There were guards and chefs and janitors and trustees.
Okay.
Zeros is very old, not very old, a very undying man with us.
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
was
But
saying
he-
earlier that they were both together, but this guy is not him.
Oh, Zeke.
Do you know what happened to Zeke?
I
We
think
got
he's continued with his process of dying, but aren't we all?
Well,
Would you
some
like him
slower
here?
than others.
Would you like him here? You see, I don't often do commissions, but it's that kind of day.
Oh,
Hashtag meta point and boosted.
all right. That means you have that shapeshift ability again now. And you have.
Thank you.
Boosted,
And she just used a meta point.
I sure did.
All
Thank
right.
Oh,
You
useful.
can see your friends and
Hi. Where have you been? Oh my god, I've been trapped in this like nurse, and then there was a four-legged swan, and then there was a bistro, and like, oh gosh, so much fighting. There was basically a Valkyrie come housewife. Like, oh damn it, I'll drop my.
she
Anyway.
was quite nice.
But I'm talking about like we were in Toyland and then
Yes.
you zapped
Oh.
to the sky.
Yes,
So
yes.
Oh.
I was pulled out of my meta not pod for bodily functions.
For bodily functions.
It's weird. It's like in the desert. There's an oasis. It doesn't take care of your functions for you the way that your pods do. So I had to.
I'm really sorry to break up this cute reunion. Not everyone in the room is of equal opportunity here.
Well, we're sorry. America is changing for the better.
Just step aside.
Yeah.
Just
Meanwhile,
gonna
it's the early 40s, and she's a nurse, and I'm expecting anybody that's wounded, she's going to tend to. Because
I was about to suggest.
Painter man.
that's a dreadful name.
Well, I've never been good at naming things. You know, on the farm they would have me name the animals, and I was awful. It was the first thing I saw. So like Bucket. Anyway, you know what I could use?
Bucket the moon cow.
Could you take some time? I mean some time to paint me a state-of-the-art lasso. And if you feel like throwing in some bells and whistles, that'd be cool. But I would like a really beautiful lasso. Now, if you could go over there and paint that. We're gonna stay over here.
Subtle.
So Rosie's super subtle.
You are delightful. I have one question. It's a vital question.
All right.
It's one I have to pose to all of you.
All right.
I want you to think upon this very, very clearly. Would you like espresso?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes, please.
Please.
And I'm going to go and paint a really nice espresso machine and a barista.
While we talk, you said you're a nurse?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just turn around and take off my shirt.
Oh, fantastic. In
right.
that
Oh,
case,
Yeah, I have bullet wounds and I have a bat strike and I'm worried I have like a broken back.
fantastic.
So, take
I
care.
have the medicine.
Yes, can we make a medicine check,
Yes.
please?
Woohoo! Give me that back. Shoot. God damn it, they're jumpy. Beat it by 4 though.
Beat it by 4. You are able to bandage her up some. You recover 10 lost health from medicine.
Well done.
Thank you.
Anybody else need anything while we're here?
Oh yeah, I've still got a seeping wound, but
It's got
I'm
bullets
totally ignoring it.
Oh.
Yeah.
In fact, I think
Oh,
almost
shit.
everyone has been shot or hurt in
Well,
some
let's go.
way.
Let's go.
Well, don't worry about healing. I mean, you can heal me if you want, but we.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna you keep
Ooh.
talking. Oh, well, beat it by 1.
I'm over here
Recover 10
frothing.
health.
Okay. And, sorry, man.
Ooh.
I'm actually good.
Oh, you are?
Shocking.
Okay.
Because he
Can I
dodged the
medicine
bullet.
myself?
He dodged
because
the
I'm not
bullet.
great. Beat it by 2. Okay.
Also 10 health
Thank
recovered.
you. Okay.
Very
all
nice.
right.
You are not as in a bad shape as you
So-
were before.
Any read on this?
Do not forget that you have
I'm certain it came
the
from Balthazar.
electromagnet and the coil wire. Does
Oh,
not
yeah.
Go away. You still have to
Great
Yes.
fun is going to happen. And a lot of chain.
And
An
a
entire-
lot of chain. I have so much
An
chain. You
entire
have
steel
chain.
girder warehouse.
So he just
Oh,
showed me
that's it.
Balthazar's thing.
Yes.
Which I would instantly recognize as
It
Balthazar's
is, most,
handwriting.
it is necromancy, sorcery, and it is most certainly Balthazar's
Excellent.
handwriting.
Can I read it?
But it looks really funny to you.
Like funny ha-ha or funny
No.
yeah?
No, like
You know Balthazar to be really really good at magic, and this scroll is written by somebody who's just not.
this is early.
No way he's that good.
Early Balthy.
So, before he was the czar.
Okay, but what does it say?
You're not really sure. It's a very specific scroll. If you read it, you're going to be casting it.
Well, kids.
All I
And
know
you're
is
pretty sure that it's linked to something, but you can't feel whatever it's linked to. You know enough about sorcery that this isn't the place that it's supposed to be used. And while you could probably read it here, it would just probably burn and do nothing. It's magic used up.
We should go to Joe's.
Joe's?
Joe's Diner. We go to Joe's
That
Diner.
sounds
We
familiar to me.
leave the scroll in Joe's Diner, and then we'll just go to a metaverse where it'll work and where we can cast a spell, and then we'll just go
The
back
only
to
Joe's Diner you know of in the Sentinel City metaverse is in Sentinel City, which won't exist for another 70 years.
Hold the goddamn phone. Are you telling me there is no Joe's
You don't
Diner?
know the location of any Joe's Diner in Sentinel City metaverse except for the
Tom?
one in Sentinel City.
Oh,
there
bless
it
you,
is.
Bless you, bless you.
Tom,
Yes, Miss James.
can I use you as a GPS again, please?
What would you like to find, Miss James?
I would like to find Joe's Diner.
That is in St. Petersburg, Russia.
A different Joe's Diner.
I'm afraid that is the only current location.
Get the painter to paint. Bring him with.
I would strongly advise against going to St. Petersburg, Russia at this time. It is 1942.
Yeah.
But we're saving Joe's.
Kind of.
I don't believe you
wintering.
understand the circumstances of St. Petersburg, Russia in 1942 in this current timeline, Miss Harvey.
Right, no, I'm just saying, but like, if the painter painted us into Joe's, I can describe Joe's Diner. If he can paint us into Joe's,
Can he bring Joe's
Balthazar
Diner
might be
here?
in Joe's.
You're pretty sure that his painting can't teleport. In
Right,
fact,
he-
you're almost certain his painting can't
Right,
teleport.
okay,
Can he?
Also,
And you're pretty sure if he
What's
painted a
in
Joe's
Joe's?
Diner, it would be a
Yeah,
fake
I'm
Joe's
why
Diner.
do we want to
super
go there?
confused. What is Joe's Diner?
there's Joe's Diner in every single metaverse. It's Joe's Diner.
Which is what?
They don't know what Joe's Diner is. Ah, okay, so look, none of this makes sense, so you just have to accept it, because, I mean, we're here.
none of this
No,
makes
right,
sense.
so nothing makes
we're on
sense
page
at
with
all.
that.
I make perfect sense.
And
He also
excellent
makes
cappuccino.
perfect, yeah,
Also, this-
perfect
this
This
espresso.
is delicious.
I am like, hey, did that give me back 10 more health? Because I'm pretty sure it did. That
It was
espresso
dang
brought me
good
back to
espresso.
life.
Yeah, it's a rockin' espresso.
It is.
It's good.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so look, in every single metaverse, no matter where you are, you have to find Joe's Diner. No matter what metaverse you're in, you can go there, and Hollywood will be there. Hollywood is always in Joe's Diner.
Is that Wendy?
No.
But like Wendy.
Like a Wendy.
Like
yes, you know what Joe's Diner.
I know what Joe's
You know what Joe's
You
Diner.
know Joe's Diner?
I'd like to know how much of this I'm hearing, by the way.
You're getting all this, none of it makes any sense.
What?
Perfect.
You're gonna have a great
They
painting
seem
by
like
the end of this.
they're quite mad, and it's really entertaining.
That's fantastic.
What?
Because whatever madness they have, it seems to be like a collective madness.
Well,
It's
yes.
beautiful.
To me, that's just an expansion of the known universe.
Wait,
So-
why do you know what Joe's Diner is? Why do you know that and we don't?
You've been to one.
Because I've been to one.
What?
I've been
You
to one.
said that you
and-
zapped it from the sky and then you ended up in this. I don't.
Accurate. There was a brief interlude. What the? What's her name?
Don't confuse the one shot when you weren't.
Oh, you were in a
No,
pilot.
I know that. But Rita Riot has been, and
Memories.
I have memories
You
of
have
Rita Riot.
memories of a Joe's
Yes,
Diner.
I have memories
You've
of
never
Joe's
been to a Joe's Diner, but you have memories
I have
of a
memories
Joe's
of one.
Diner.
Because
Mhm. You have
when
Rita
we were,
Riot's
I have
memories
Rita
of a
Riot's
Joe's
memories.
Diner.
So
You've still never been to one.
Here's
That's
the
true.
thing.
That's
There is only. I mean, this is how I understand it. So I could be wrong. Chat, please do not take anything of what I'm about to say as me being correct in any way, shape, or form. The way I understand it,
okay.
Here it comes.
there is one Joe's Diner, and it is in every single metaverse.
Okay. So what?
That's fascinating.
Yeah, I don't.
And I definitely want to know more about this, but I'm pretty sure that whatever this is tied to what's going on with Freddy. Because that's very obviously necromancy.
It is, but he was saying we can't cast the spell. That means Freddy was saying,
No, you
here
could use it,
in
but
the-
it would just
here
burn it. It would
in
do
the
nothing.
warehouse.
Here. It is tied
I
to
thought
something.
you meant the metaverse.
No, it is tied to something specific.
Oh, that's
I'm-
why I was trying to protect
No.
it in the diner. Okay,
No,
okay.
and I
It's
said
a-
tied to
And
something
I want to know
very
more about that, but I
specific.
think we're still here.
The scroll.
You don't know
has
if it's
to
tied
say
to a
warehouse?
place,
Not
a
in the
person, a
warehouse, but
ritual,
here in this
but it's
world.
tied to something specific.
So, okay,
You also have enough from that one scroll in your skill of sorcerer to know that it's probably part of a collection. This seems like one of several that are needed.
Is there? We
Because
have in
it's
the
like
past.
page 4 of an
used-
8-page step-by-step process.
We have in the past used sympathetic vibrations, if I remember correctly, to draw power from other things.
This has been done.
This has been done. Is that a possibility?
Did you say that was necromancy?
They claim it's necromancy.
I mean,
I've been resurrecting people all morning.
Tom, how many minutes do I have until I'm dead?
You have less than a day and a half. Mr.
Awesome.
Crane.
Okay, just wanted to check that.
Are we trying
And
to avoid that?
I
then?
should point out that you have
Okay.
less than a day and a half until your bodies are discovered.
Oh.
Bodies are discovered?
Yes.
So
Your case is never solved. Your bodies are found, murdered, in a day and a half. Unfortunately, forensics is very incomplete in 1942 and time of death could not be determined.
Hey,
You are on borrowed time.
Could be so soon.
hey, Tom,
Yes, Miss Auburn.
where is Balthazar?
I cannot locate Balthazar at this time.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, Miss James.
I just wanted to see if that would work.
Of course, Miss James.
I got more questions for you. Was Balthazar here?
Balthazar exists in this timeline. I cannot locate him.
He's in fucking Joe's diner. Fuck.
Well,
May I share your reality?
Yeah.
I'd love to know who and what the Tom is.
Oh!
You know, I think we should draw him for you.
We totally should. I mean, we're not as good as you,
But we should draw him
but
for
we
you.
could try.
No, you should always be as good as you can be at the moment. We're not in a competition, except for Dolly.
Right.
Okay, but let's just say
Or
my skills
if
don't
we-
reside in creativity.
If we described Tom to you, could you draw Tom?
And what was this about?
Could we have two Toms? Could we two Tom it?
Double Tom? Two Tom in it?
Could we two Tom it?
Tommy Two.
Oh, can we call him Tom Tom?
Tom Tom.
Forget GPS, I've got Tom Tom!
I've got a Tom Tom.
I've got Tom Tom!
So you want a Tom Tom Club?
Yes!
Careful what you wish for.
When you said two Tom and I just thought of Game of Thrones.
Careful what you wish for.
But here's the thing.
What was this about bodies? You were saying something about bodies.
Oh,
Tom doesn't really have one.
but
not yet.
no, there was something that you were saying to the Tom
Yes.
about bodies being discovered.
Right.
Oh,
My understanding.
us two.
We got a lead that someone is gonna kill someone, and so we're trying to prevent the murder.
We're gonna die in one day.
Oh no, wait. This may be a matter of perception. Bodies were found. That doesn't mean you were dead. It means someone found bodies.
Okay.
Right.
And by my nature, I can paint inanimate objects.
Can you paint a couple of doppelgangers that these guys can like carry around with them and just, smoke bomb it?
The wind picks up for a minute. That blown up cafe and over the blood and gore and coffee. You pick up the strangest smell.
Oh god, what is it?
Blood and coffee.
And bork hair.
It's hard for you to place, dude. You're too deep into Rosie. The nose is too far
Oh,
away.
okay, fine. I'll use the stupid meta point. Tell me what it is.
You sure? You smell Freddy. Freddy. Smell Freddy close by.
Oh, I wish I was still him. That would be so
Dude,
fun.
I smell Freddy close by.
The wind just picked up and blew his scent straight to you. He's somewhere close by where the wind is carrying it to
Did you
you.
make me that lasso?
I will soon.
Can you do it now?
Because you seem nice. What have you done for the arts lately?
Oh, the arts.
Well, she just painted everything red.
Brandon?
She's into color blocking.
The arts.
Monochromatic.
As
Oh yeah,
the
you can clearly
nose-
smell it.
As the nose, you're doing field research for smell-o-vision.
True.
Uh-huh.
What I have also done is I have never limited my own soul, and I have accepted all different forms of expression, whether that is through music, whether that is through animals, whether that is through the beauty of taking the beauty of riding a train from the top and jumping down onto a bison being driven by Teddy Roosevelt.
Deep,
I'm
down
visualizing this as
inside.
a painting.
That happened.
Then
Also,
Billy the Kid is
was
going,
bare
Rosie, roll
breasted
it.
at the time, so it was a bare breasted jump.
I was gonna say, wait.
Billy the Kid is very
Teddy-
jealous,
Is Teddy on the bison or the train?
Bison, he was saving me.
So did
Yep.
you? So he?
I was bare breasted and I jumped from the train to the bison.
But he got to cop a feel from the back.
Oh no, he was very respectful.
This is so much like the old salons Ernst and I used to have. This is great.
So what I have done for art is to fully express myself, leaving myself as a vessel for art.
Did you in fact put your body at risk doing these things?
Every damn day.
I see. That is dedication. You'll have your lasso.
Oh, that's good.
I assume you can paint pretty fast?
He's decent. He's quick. He was able to he painted a cafe in less than a minute.
Oh, that's true. Yes. Okay, great.
Uh-huh.
Made it
It's
by
this
10.
thing, rather than having to do like individual strokes to the color, when he does a brush stroke, what he intends to be
Right,
there
is
just
there.
appears there with the brush stroke.
All right. What I'm suggesting. So look, Freddy is nearby, and I know it sounds mean, but I think we should lasso him. I think I should lasso Freddy so he doesn't run away, so he can figure out what the going on.
If you're comfortable doing that, I'm all for it. We need to get answers.
Right. That's what I'm like. I don't want us to all be like, hi.
And let's not start shooting.
Okay, so
So
you
unalive
lasso
or
him.
undead.
We've got a chain.
There we
I've
are.
got a magnet.
I mean,
I got a really important question. What am I wearing?
Well, if you're still as Max Malone, you're still wearing what Max Malone was wearing last, which is
So the dress is
the
gone.
dress.
Yeah.
You guys haven't changed since then.
I'm
Wait,
in the
so-
dress still, like
so-
a dress and a trench
It's
coat?
dressed. It's been shot, cut.
You
were in
had
a
pants
car
on.
crash.
You were Freddy for a
Both
second.
of you do not
Freddy in a
look
dress, guys.
good. But when she shapeshifts, everything shifts.
Oh, sorry.
So
I
she looks like
misunderstood.
Freddy, as
I
Freddy appeared in the
misunderstood.
photos. In
I
the cabin.
misunderstood. I wanted
Right
Freddy
now,
in a
she
dress.
looks like a woman who was in a really, really awesome high society dress that was treated horribly in every conceivable fashion.
Magritte would love it.
But I still have my hat.
And
my
Lou
coat.
doesn't look a lot better.
It's been a rough couple of
So you
weeks.
said you wanted a lasso with a few bells and whistles.
I mean, it's up to you. I can just use a regular lasso.
Is it a slide whistle?
Yeah, magical painter, man.
Well, you can smell the scent.
I just
Okay.
made you something a little extra.
I'm gonna
Much of my
recharge
life.
with a croissant.
You managed to find one of them that doesn't have blood and bits of
Solid.
bone and gore on it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Though how you can eat at a time like this is beyond me.
Because I haven't eaten in 3 days.
Yes.
You're a good guy. You're a good guy. People trust you.
Yes.
Can you trustfully distract Freddy while I lasso him from behind?
Where you only smell.
Well, I know, but we gotta go to.
I mean, I have electricity over here. I can put on a show. A light
Oh
show.
yeah. That would work too. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I could hike up my skirt and show some ankle.
I don't think it's gonna work with Freddy.
Yeah.
I think he knows what.
Or me, really. It's more me.
Classic players counting their chickens before they're hatched.
Okay, sorry, we're going in with a game plan. God forbid.
So here's what I did with your lasso. I think you'll like it. All right.
Yes, I'm gonna write
So,
this down.
Here you
I
are.
get this lasso now.
It's a lovely silver lasso,
Okay.
and it is actually laced with real silver.
Yep.
And
Take down werewolves.
it's already looped as a proper lariat would be, right? Right.
Love it.
Right. But at the end where you hold it, watch this. If you fold over the end,
Mm-hmm.
snicked razor blades all over.
Fuck yeah. Yep.
Are you jealous? These are the
I mean, I
things
got my
need to
chain.
go.
I'm looking at my chain like, wah, wah.
Folded back. There we
There
go.
are panties poking out of her pocket.
Yeah, jealous. All right.
Yeah, and
I
also
mean,
also for a magnetic.
Like lots of them.
Oh,
I have, by the way.
You grabbed a handful.
I know, like what? That could fit like
Oh my
probably
God.
like
Okay.
I don't know. It's
Look,
I've never just like reached into a drawer to grab a handful
yeah,
of panties to
that's-
see how many I
that's
can
still
grab.
a
So I don't know what the number is.
All I'm
That's what's gonna
suggesting is
happen.
we
So
established
really
that I
what I'm gonna need
provided
you to do is
ample
you
pockets
lasso
in
him.
that
I'll hold on to
dress.
this
So
magnet and
she's
just
got
pull my
space.
finger
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
you got space. And I got big hands.
That's right. Penny
Okay.
space.
Yes.
Light show.
It's like hammer space.
Inside of a warehouse,
Let's
you fire a bunch of electricity into
No,
the air.
wait.
No.
Okay.
We're gonna go to Freddy. I'm following the smell.
Okay, you follow a smell. You begin following the smell
And we're
down
all walking
streets.
in a line like this.
Well,
Every
there-
so often, you have to stop because the wind is blowing it until you finally find like the actual trail
Okay, yeah,
itself
yeah.
where he was walking,
They're
Yeah.
walking.
or was being drugged, or you're not really sure.
Are you
And
floating?
you follow it down to the pier.
I have a
and it
recliner,
goes
my
right
table, and
underneath
its
the
umbrella.
pier.
Of course.
And then there's the dangling
espresso.
corpse of a woman. For you two, she's in a beautiful red dress. So you're
Oh,
just not gonna lie.
God!
She's split
Myra.
from stomach to sternum. Not a single organ remains inside of her body.
That's Myra.
Mhm.
But not a single organ is in the body.
The body looks much definitely older than Freddy's trail smells. And with your smell what happened, you have a brief vision of Freddy bawling his eyeballs out. Right.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Just like collapsing on his knees. You can see the imprints in the sand where he fell down right in front of her.
Okay. Can I see if he's the one who took her organs?
You can like see in that moment he's seeing the same thing you did. Maybe an hour or two ago, maybe 3.
Okay, here's my question.
He's seeing the exact same thing you did, missing organs and all.
Right.
He found the same hanging body just a few hours before you did.
Right. So I assume I can smell the organs, or at least her body smell.
Oh, yeah.
And I can smell Freddy.
And something that stinks.
Do they go in separate directions, or do they go in the same direction? Like
where her body came from is too old to smell. But
No. Where the organs went to.
they didn't leave this spot.
Oh.
Her organs are gone, but they didn't leave.
As far as you can smell.
Can I jump in and play forensics on her body real quick?
Oh yeah.
Oh, get it, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, tens. Oh.
And something really stinks.
Oh yeah.
I'm completely inappropriately looking at this going, I've been to a number of installations, but I don't think I understand.
Roll dice.
Okay, I'm going to use a meta point first
Okay.
to make sure I get as much info as possible.
Of course,
Roll
the
those
fact
dice.
that I'm
That
pondering
was
it proves
Avatar,
that
right?
it's
Yes,
alright.
okay. I'm going to do forensics on this body, and I beat it by 4.
Something pulled out these organs, and it looks like from the blood splatter consumed them from the body while they were pulling them out.
So something ate her Okay, so I
Cut
let
her
them know-
open while she was still alive and ate her organs.
and I let everyone know that. I'm like, you guys,
Bad news.
yeah. It looks like she was cut open when she was alive, and
Somebody
her
played
organs
Hungry
didn't
Hungry
go
Hippos.
anywhere because they were digested.
When you went to the morgue, was there any visual that his organs were eaten?
The body just wasn't even there.
Body wasn't there.
That's right. The body wasn't even there.
Body wasn't
That's
even
right.
there. That's why it was such a dead end.
That's right. That's right.
But someone had ordered the removal of the organs immediately when that body arrived.
They did.
Right,
and they
clearly
went
for
to that.
consuming purposes.
Yeah. So we know Freddy didn't do that, but he's still our best lead at this point, trying to follow
He
him.
is. I think I should keep sniffing, keep following the Freds.
Following the trail of Freddy's smell
That is
is
so gross.
it seems that Freddy was also following a trail because it's following that thing that stinks really bad.
Yeah,
It's going
I'm
the
sure.
same
Yeah,
direction.
the thing that stinks, I think, is the thing that ate the.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
mean, when
wait,
you're eating shit,
Yeah.
Wait, so
intestines.
Freddy's was following the bad scent as well? Does Freddy have abilities that we're not aware of right now?
Using your little smell what happened, you can see that Freddy doing some tracking techniques.
He's Aragorn.
Which a 2-bit hood shouldn't know how to track it. It's in the sand or in the streets. And the things you're seeing don't look like things a 2-bit hood would do. I mean, crying over that woman like that. He's just not behaving like this 2-bit hood Freddy Fast Fingers should behave.
There's a pilot involved.
Yeah. Also, but sorry, before we go further, should we maybe clean up?
Yeah, no, I like that.
Maybe you could, Mr. Painter. Maybe we can all get
Little box.
better outfits.
Can I borrow some panties, please?
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
No, okay. He doesn't look amused.
They're
on
red.
the
That
outfit.
aim is still impressive.
Thank you. They're red.
It looks
I
like
think
you're
I'll
SOL
You
on
are
that.
so sweet.
All right, that's fine. We can at least go to the ocean and maybe like give blood.
Not the
off-
ocean, it's a lake.
I like
Okay, lake. Whatever, body of water.
And you know,
The Chicago River.
well, in 42, the lake's not so bad
Okay,
yet.
yeah, no, that's true.
They haven't absolutely annihilated the environment
Yeah,
yet.
that's
you know,
great.
maybe wash
Awesome.
it.
That's going to happen over the
Get
next
some
couple of
blood off.
decades.
I just looked at
Do we
you
still
like,
have this one
lady,
card?
I'm an artist, not Macy's.
I like it. I like it.
You can get your
All
own
right, all right.
clothes.
Continuing to follow the trail?
Yes.
Yeah,
So you followed the stinking trail. Yes, you are still in a dress.
Fine. Am I
is
in
this?
heels?
We could trade.
Yeah.
What are you in?
Look,
I'm in a prison jumpsuit.
No thanks.
I'm just saying, it's got pants.
I mean, these are actually getting a really great cap.
You follow the trail for about 6 miles, closer to Statesville Prison. You find a decrepit-looking house out there. and there's very conspicuous-looking blonde-haired, blue-eyed gentlemen standing out front of the house, pretending to do yard work really, really badly. It is like the worst play acting at yard work you have ever seen.
I cut the bushes. Whoa, bushes.
Whoever sent these guys
They
to
would be
spy,
perfect right angles at all times.
whoever sent these guys to spycraft school didn't spend any money.
This is honestly just depressing.
Illinois
You got
Nazis.
more of that popcorn?
Illinois Nazis.
Oh shoot.
I mean,
Alright, we have clearly found the Nazi lair.
And Freddy's trail goes right towards that decrepit house, and so
I
does that
bet-
stinky.
I bet it does. I bet it all does. Is there any magic around it?
Nothing you can visibly see.
Completely regardless of
Is
Aside
that
from all
like
their
disappointing
behavior and their
now, or is it
politics.
kind of a relief?
I
at this
abhor
point?
Nazis for their suppression
Well,
of jazz.
I guess it's a relief. I
A
mean,
little bit.
The very conspicuous Nazis are eyeing you.
Oh, of course they are.
Of course, because I'll just blend right in, yes.
One of them goes inside the decrepit-looking house.
well, shit. Super.
So what did you want done
I
with these
take
people?
his hedge trimmers and just trim.
Do you walk up to the decrepit house?
No.
Okay.
No,
No, I'm just,
joking.
asking everybody there, and could you consult the Tom for me as well?
What do you need? What do you think you need help for?
I'm just wondering what you want done with these ruffians.
Oh.
can you run around the house real fast and see if there's like secret entrance? You know, like
At
our
that
trap
point,
door,
the
or,
door flies open,
Oh,
and
great.
blonde-haired
Yes.
Nazis
Like,
come
you know,
charging out. Yes, I know they're not in Nazi uniforms, but they're Nazis. Come on, it's noir. They're blonde-haired, blue-eyed. It's 42. I'm not saying that all blonde-haired, blue-eyed people are Nazis, but in
I'm not
1942, in Chicago, in an adventure story involving Nazis, that these blonde-haired, blue-eyed gentlemen are in fact.
Now we
Nazis.
killing Nazis. Killing Nazis.
We are all
So
Brad
let's
Pitt
start
now.
We're all
initiative.
right.
An important thing for this initiative is on this first round, I want to use that rule of cool. So you actually want to go,
Oh, shit.
Oh,
For
already?
the first step, real cool for
first round, right out the bat, we're going to rule
God,
cool
that's
after
funny.
initiative.
All
So
right.
let's do some initiative first so we can
And
find
you
out
said
who
you-
I'm going to ask first.
You do it with 12s, right?
Do it with 12s and add the initiative bonus since you're in
Oh,
pilot.
that may have been a problem last time. I was rolling 8s.
Yes. I'm afraid I didn't give
May
you
I
12 to
borrow?
roll with.
Yes, just a moment.
Thank
All right.
you. Didn't want to reach across. Thank you.
All right, Nazis have 20.
Yeah, I'll be along sometime.
Who's next? Somebody just give me a number.
15.
15 for Rosie.
24.
24 for Andy James.
19.
19 for Wyatt.
7.
14 for Maddox. Okay. So
7.
for the rule of cool, 7, we start by going around the table backwards, meaning the lowest initiative person is who I'm going to ask first.
All right, folks.
And how these work is I want you to tell me the most perfect circumstances. Like, if you could do whatever, how it goes down. And the person who they vote on, that's going to happen. And everyone else is still going to have to try, but it's severe penalties.
All right.
Okay?
Sorry.
So, because you had a 7, Larry, I hate to put you on the spot, but what would your ultimate rule of cool in this moment be?
I will say at this moment, you absolutely in no way regret putting me on the spot. And that's why we're going to do this.
Paint me like your French girls. All right.
Oh, no. It's much, much more fun than that. See, I've done a lot of study on perspective and the use of mirrors and things like self-portraits, and I've also studied prisms as well. And so there are interesting things you can do with mirrors and prisms, especially when they're made of bulletproof glass. So first surface bulletproof glass stands will come around the entire building and everybody coming out of it so that there will be reflections of us, but they're all angled so that the bullets will deflect into each other. Let them fire.
Reflections. All right. So we have bullets
Mirror
being mirrored
magic,
into each other
mirror
through
magic.
reflections by altering perspective. That is rather ingenious. I'm just going to point that out. Yeah. Next lowest was 14 at Maddox. So what
Oh,
would your
God.
perfect scenario be?
What? Who just came out of the house?
We've got 6 Nazis ran out of the house. I love saying it that way. Thank you, Brad Pitt.
Nazis.
Rats and
Nazis.
Nazis.
6 Nazis. Okay, so
This is my favorite thing you've
How
ever did
many
as an
are
actor.
still in the?
I'll probably
You don't
do
know.
more
You
when
don't
I
know.
finish my espresso.
We don't know. Okay. Well, I am Max right now, and I'm in a dress. Okay. I am going to start to use my streetwise ability to channel all those lounge singers that I've been scoping and
Okay,
keeping
all
on
right.
like all these years, and I'm gonna start putting on like a sexy act and dance like Jessica, like you had lots of money night. Okay, and then they're gonna all come out and they're all gonna be like coming out, and then while I sing, I'm gonna take that chain and then I'm gonna like seduce them, like slowly putting the chain around, and I'll like
Chains of
give
love.
them some titty and booty, and then kind of wrap around the chain, and then I'm gonna pull it really tight,
And you're gonna let them know who the weakest link is.
and basically let them know who the weakest link is,
Alright.
and then I'm gonna tie him up with the chain after the Jessica Rabbit dance, and I'm gonna hand the chain to this guy right here because I like how he works, and I just trust that he will do fantastic things with
Did
it.
better than me. I was gonna go with the Fleetwood Mac pun, but that's even.
Oh, there you go.
This is not a Mac attack.
Chain,
Oh.
chain.
Return of the Mac.
Okay, that's
That's a
it.
great
Chain
song,
of
too.
fools.
Okay, I think you might hit the
That is right.
remember the copyright, the protected.
That was less than 15 seconds.
All right, so we have chains of love and reflection so far. Rosie, what would your perfect scenario entail?
My perfect scenario would be casting a spell and then handing my lasso to Andy James.
Casting a spell and hand would be your perfect. Someone is trying to scam the system.
I mean,
like
wait,
that.
I'll tell you what my spell is. If you'd like.
Oh no, I like this. I like that you're trying to scam
I'm
the
gonna
system.
cast a spell and hand my lasso to Andy James.
Unnamed spell and lasso handoff. She doesn't actually want to win the vote. Can he?
Yeah.
Wyatt, what would your perfect?
James is kind of smart sometimes, ain't he?
I am wanted to take a notice check first, just to see if there's anything that I can try and blow up. That I notice around the house. For instance, if there's
The house just happens to be running off of a really large exterior oil heat for the oil heat. Oil heat was really common in the 40s.
Oh yeah.
that was exactly
Yeah,
what I
and
was
a very
saying.
large exterior container for it because it was unsafe to keep it in the house.
Yep.
It was also unsafe to keep it next to the house or next to your neighbor's house or pretty much anywhere, but hey,
It's
Yeah.
Chicago.
Chicago in the 40s. It's not safe.
Not safe at all. So I will go ahead and see if there's anything else I can grab that is flammable, light on fire, throw at that area because I'm not trying to get any closer to it,
Okay.
and then try and take a shot to puncture it so it has a leak.
Okay, oil tank goes boom.
I was gonna say, and we don't need no water.
Let the mother
ever burn.
burn.
Okay, and that leaves Andy James as the only person left to tell us what her
well,
ultimate
well,
mission would
We
be.
have cookies here.
I am going to take the lasso.
Oh.
And because everyone thinks that I'm a Nazi anyway, as Nurse Tesla, I am going to yell Sieg Heil, at which point they will all do the thing.
Please don't, please
We're
don't.
not doing the thing. We're not doing the thing.
Please don't ever do that.
But they're going to put their arms in the air, which allows me to
Mm-hmm.
lasso them, or rather, let's be honest, run around them multiple times. Whereupon electromagnet. Wait. Oil tank. And I will magnet them to the oil tank and electricity. So, Sieg Heil,
I was gonna say-
lasso.
So let me
Oil
put this in
tank.
perspective. So these
Let
guys
me.
give the Nazi salute and get electrocuted for it.
Exactly.
So they're treating them the way Nazis are supposed to be treated.
We'll
Got
call
it.
call it Heil Hot.
Yeah, I just got a metal lasso,
Yeah.
and she
Yeah.
is electricity.
Yes.
We'll call
Just
that
saying.
the proper treatment of Nazis. So, chat, it's up to you.
The choice is yours.
Number them up, count them down. Should we
I
dance?
imagine my dress is like the Jessica Rabbit dress.
I think that's good. I think, yeah.
Oh, but that would be the lady in red dress because it was red.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that would be
that's
more
true.
my red.
You've been making it much more red
That
as the
was
day goes
one of
by.
Okay. There you
That's
go.
true.
Alright.
Yeah. The waiting time.
This is like a moment of rest.
Where's-
Well done. You're stealing tricks from my playbook. I like it.
Where's the hydrogen bomb?
Oh, it's gone. That's all back
Yeah.
in
Oh,
Toyland.
yeah.
That's already
That
there.
left
Yeah.
in Toyland.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
detonated
Yeah.
it in Toyland.
And for those of you that are new to this particular show, it is the kind of show where you can forget the location of a hydrogen bomb.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You can
I
leave
don't
them
wanna
hanging
say it
around.
so
Yeah.
Well, when you have a guy that just delivers objects.
I'm
Here, have a hydrogen bomb.
We also left at least hundreds of thousands of dollars in the backseat
Oh
of a
my
car.
god, we never took the money with us.
No.
Shit, we are going back for that money.
Where's that car? Is that the garage at the warehouse?
No, it's in the bottom of the lake.
It's in that car.
All right.
God.
And the winner is Electro Nazi. I love the name.
Yes, Electro-Nazi.
All right.
Well
Let's
played.
start with everybody else first who has to apply their tricks at a penalty. And I'm going to go to you just before her because I know your
I
two
love
is
it.
linked together by your nasty little trick you're going to pull. So let's start with Mr. Larry Dixon as Sergio.
And what happens with Sergio?
You're attempting to paint reflections, so I need to make a
Right.
painting test at a -7
Oh, at a -7.
because you didn't win the rule of cool,
No.
so you're penalized.
That's no.
But it's still
fine.
possible.
It's still possible.
You add 7, right?
Yes,
But
or
not with
reduce
that.
your skill by 7, however you want to do the
Oh.
math.
Yeah, okay, so that would be, I'm checking against an 18, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and so.
But you also have not used your Patreon bonus that they gave you at the beginning of the day to change that roll by up to what would they give you? 8? So you could change that by 8. You could totally counteract that penalty if you wished.
Yeah.
All right. The reflective
Yes.
surfaces are
Just-
painted in, and his painting is just these swift, perfect brush strokes. And it's really beautiful and reflects the light in this wonderful little way. Makes it rather kaleidoscopic, even more so when the electricity is going to hit in a moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, because it is a
Maddox.
flat.
Oh,
It is a
boy.
flat mirrored surface.
Okay.
The chains of
I
love,
did
Maddox.
specify.
I want you
You
to make
did. First
2
surface.
fighting checks at a -7 for the chains of love,
fighting?
and 1 athletics
Even
check.
though I said streetwise?
I did specify.
I want you to make
the
some
first
fighting
surface.
checks.
Okay. I don't mind fighting. I like
Which means
fighting.
I want you to make fightings and
Like
athletics, please.
Okay, that's 10
Could be
on
great.
18.
-7 is still a success.
Be a pinball effect.
One
Oh,
more.
right, beating it by 1. Right.
Beat it by
fighting.
1 on the first one. Keep going.
Oh, shoot. No, fighting for Maxine. I'm sorry, that was wrong. That's
Okay.
14.
Oh, 14.
So,
Failed on the first
that
one.
was 10 on 14.
10 on 14 with a -7, so that's a
Right.
fail on the first one. 1 more fighting check and 1 athletics check.
Boy. Okay, that was 6 on 14.
Mhm.
That's
13 still a succeed. So you were
Oh,
able
yeah.
to chain up 3 of them in this process, but not all 6.
And then you wanted.
A athletics roll for the
Okay.
The dancey bit.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my choreography skill? Okay, that's 9 on 14.
-7. It's almost a convincing
No,
erotic dance.
I'm using 5 because I know
Oh!
there's no other women that I've stared at more than these women at the bar. So I know how they dance.
Fair
I
enough.
know how they move. I know how they sing.
Lou installed a pole earlier in the office
Yep.
this year. He didn't know why.
It's a weird job.
And that's
All right, you chain them
That's
up.
why she's a penny expert.
Oil tank, go boom.
Oil tank go boom. So
I
do
hope
you
they
want
weren't
the
hostages.
throw?
God.
I want something
I
for
can see
the
the
for the
Oh.
throwing of the object, and give me something along the lines of spotting it, with noticing it, or covert ops would work.
Okay,
or
I'll go.
One
I'll
of
go
your
notice
relevant
first.
skills.
Yeah, beat it by
2 by more than 7.
Yeah, beat
Okay.
it by 2 after the
After the 7.
-7.
Okay.
Oh,
And one
yeah.
more.
And then one more for the shooting, or
Whichever one you want to use that you think is relevant. Covert ops or shooting would be
yeah,
fine.
covert ops. Give it a go.
not costuming?
How
I would want to use that for everything.
How about voting?
Costuming.
no, beat by 6.
Oh my god. Wait,
You don't
one
get
of your
time-
skills is
You
costuming,
don't
and
get
I am still in a
explosive
prison jump.
time perfectly,
That's his stuff.
but your
Why?
flaming object lands next to the oil tanker, and it is probably going to go off soon. It just doesn't go off immediately. To our linked crazy action of these.
Excellent. I use meta point.
Last meta point used.
Roll an 8.
Oh yeah.
Roll it.
Oh shit. Okay, so this is gonna be for the sorcery first. So I have to
Okay.
cast a spell, right?
Yes.
Dear God.
Do it.
That,
5 on 14.
that's a 1. Yeah, 5 on 14.
That's a
plus-
success, even with the -7.
And I really apologize for this spell, but you have to come up with it quickly. Your length is my need. Fits the purpose I design. Listen to Andi. So the lasso can become any length that Andi needs.
Do it.
We're
Say
just-
it.
That's
go
gonna-
there.
that's on
we're
the
just-
Go there.
Leaving it right there.
Yep.
No.
All right. So now I don't need to roll a hand or my lasso, right?
No, you do not.
Great.
Andy James, yours automatically succeeds. Describe to us all how this happens to these Nazis.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to.
Please.
So I take this wonderful magic lasso.
Are the
and-
blades out?
I mean, I feel like they should be.
Only if you
Oh,
bend
okay.
the end. So you
In
can
that
wrap
case,
them and then do
I'm gonna. Yeah, that's probably the best.
And
way
they
to
have
go.
a chain.
And they have a change. So 3 of them are already changed, right? But you know, Nazis gets what's coming to them. So Nurse Tesla gives her feels very bad for all of her Austrian family and hopes that her
So make a
sainted mother
musical
doesn't
later.
look around on her. It's true. We'll make a musical later. Climb every mountain. And throws out the Nazi salute. Which
It's painful to
it
you.
really is just god.
It burns you to your Austrian bones.
Yeah.
Well, not as bad as they're about to get burned.
Yeah.
They respond in kind, even the chained up ones, as best as they can. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
you did a really excellent job, I'm sure.
Oh no, they're just compelled. It is that like immediate programmed response. Even the ones that were like trying to
can
be
see it
slick
in
on
their
the
little
front
Nazi
porch,
youth eyes.
do it and look like I wasn't supposed to do that.
No.
It has been textbook here in the States for a while how they spot them in crowds. They just somebody shouts it and they see for the guy to put his arm up.
Right.
And, oh, there's the Nazi
There
spot.
he is. I then run around them because, like, let's be real, my aim not great. Run around them.
Guns are hard.
Guns are hard. And you know, there's nothing that in my Austrian or my Andi James that tells me I can throw a lasso.
But you can run fast.
But I can run fast.
And this
so,
isn't your first time doing
it's-
something like this, is it?
What? That's crazy. So tie them all up, bend the end just so that they feel a little extra pain or razor blades. Take out my magnet and throw a little electricity through just for good measure and watch those critters go crispy.
What is the damage that you normally do when you're doing an electricity blast on someone?
Oh my.
When you do the single target version, what is it
Single
normally?
target electric punch, which I assume is what I'm
You're
doing
about
with this
doing, yeah,
magnet.
you're just sitting right there. What would that do?
40 damage
40 damage.
just
so
on its own without a magnet.
you can see the bones and the flesh for a second, and it's so much electricity arcing through these poor guys that the water molecules pop and their heads literally burst
Indiana Jones moment, guys.
like pimples.
It's so beautiful.
Chunks of brain gray matter flying everywhere. But you are all miraculously unscathed by it because it just happens to hit these like perfectly refracting painted surfaces, and they all bounce back into place. And it's done so perfectly from his paint on this refraction that while they didn't land back exactly as their heads, they made these conglomerations of each other's heads on top of each other's bodies.
That is disgusting.
Oh, so they're like real life pointillisms.
I know. It's a surreal.
See, I create art.
That was a Syrah pun.
And then they just collapse. At which point the oil tank detonates from Wyatt's little explosion, blows a huge hole in
The
the side
evidence
of
is
the
covered.
house.
We're fine.
The house is still standing.
Half the house is missing, but the rest of the house is still there.
We did blow.
Well, after everything settles, I make sure to grab the gardening shears
Okay.
and my chain pack.
Smart.
I just in case.
It's not melted. It's.
Oh, with the chain melted.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay, I got the gardening shears.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's I want to make sure I
Toast
have
your chain.
something.
This is also the kind of game, folks, where you can detonate over 20 Nazis and your first priority is picking up garden shears.
Well, I mean,
The house is there smoking. The Nazis are very,
What
very
is it
dead.
smoking?
An indica.
That's a-
Sorry. that makes sense.
That's a moment.
It's a Lucky Strikes house.
There we go. Oh, there we go.
Nice one.
Can you run in real fast and see if there's a secret door
Nice.
trap, something where they might be holding a creepy monster who eats organs?
Yes, I would love to do that for you.
You are
What?
aware that you have 6th sense, Miss Harvey.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, but she's probably perhaps.
Okay, I use 6th sense. Is there a
Did you
trap
say that
door?
out- Did you say that out
You don't
loud?
sense any more danger
Okay.
at the moment.
Oh.
Other than, if the house is burning, you should
I was
probably
gonna say, was
stay away
that?
from the flames.
I'm not
There was no one
interested in-
else in the house. No one else was.
Well,
in
the trail of Freddy went right up to the front door of the house before you blew it up.
I'm not interested in danger. I'm interested in
That's the
knowledge
line
of
of the
like,
day.
was this a hub? Is there a tunnel leading to somewhere? Do they have a refrigerator full of body parts that they're clearly saving and feeding to
Oh,
something?
she's
No.
no better at
Like-
searching for that than anyone else is.
But she's like the Flash. She can do it way
She can
faster.
run about 50 miles an hour. It's not the
That's
Flash.
way faster.
This
Searching
is-
for things isn't going to take her any less time than taking you, but getting to the house would be. She'll get there a couple of seconds ahead of you if she wants to run there first.
But it's near the water, right?
But searching for things is going to take about the
Oh,
same
that's
amount
a
of
good
time no matter
point.
who you are.
It's near the water, right?
Are we near the
Oh,
water?
you're 6 miles south of there, so you're about 7.5
So it would
miles from the
take
shore of
me
the
a
lake.
couple of minutes to
If-
bucket,
okay.
brigade this.
It's not something you could really reasonably do in an
Okay,
effective amount of time.
fine.
50 is decent speed, but it is not that fast.
You want to search for another? I want to search for a scroll in this house or
Yeah.
evidence of
No,
another
we
scroll.
gotta
Yeah,
go
yeah,
in
yeah.
the house.
Go
now.
into that
Let's go in the house. Notice. Look
Half
around.
of it is
Yeah.
destroyed.
Is there
There's
a
a
fire
set of
still going?
Oh yeah. There's a set of stairs that goes down to the basement. The house is on fire.
I will
The
make
trail for Freddy goes right down into the
This house is
basement.
on
I will make a
fire.
security check.
You think there was a security system, and it's not there anymore because the half of the house that it was in is not there anymore. But maybe somebody had something rigged up to the door, which is probably why it blew up so spectacularly.
I mean, I want to
But
see
yeah,
everything.
you can smell straight down. His trail goes right down the stairs.
Cool. I don't care about.
It's a burning house. It looks like some people were occupying it at one point.
Well, this is only
There's
going
nothing.
to attract
I guess
more
we go
attention.
downstairs?
Possible
Down at the bottom of the
critics.
stairs is an unmistakable Freddy Fast Fingers beat to hell and tied to a chair.
Does he still have his organs?
His shirt's down, so you can't tell. You'd have to take a closer look.
Yeah, that's going to work out great.
the shirt. I
Is he
mean,
conscious?
His head's down.
Okay.
Lift the shirt. There's not even a mark.
Mhm.
Nothing.
okay, good sign.
Does
Other
he
than
have a pulse?
yellow bruising from somebody who's just working him over good.
But he's alive. He has a pulse and he's breathing.
Neither of those things.
He's,
He's
not, alive.
breathing? He's not alive?
It's colder than
So he's dead.
cold.
Or he's a
cold.
zombie guy.
Yeah, could be a zombie.
So at this point, I'll call to everybody else. I'll be out here should you need me. All of this smoke is going to attract police
Max?
or worse, art critics.
Oh.
Max? Good to see you. Get me out of here. Where the hell am I?
Freddy?
Yeah, what do you... Get me out of here, Max. There's Nazis, man. We gotta get out of here. Get me out of here.
Okay.
Freddy, you don't have a pulse.
Yeah, I know.
Can you explain what happened?
Can we go first, please? Can we get out of here?
What? There are no more Nazis, so.
The guy that eats people will be coming back, though. We gotta
Let's go
go.
right
we gotta
now.
go.
Okay, yeah, okay.
we gotta go.
Okay. Who is he?
And there's nothing here. It's just him.
It's just him, tied up. Somebody worked him over good. We gotta go. We gotta get the scrolls. We gotta go.
Where are the scrolls?
The scrolls. You have the scrolls. They're in your office, Max.
Why didn't I know that, Freddy?
You hid him under the stairs on the way up.
Son of a
God! How many do I have, Freddy?
You should have all 8 of them.
We have one with us now. Is there supposed to be 9? How many are there total?
There's 8.
Hey, let's go back and count.
Yeah.
But But we're screwed, Max. We're screwed.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Myra's dead. We're screwed.
Why? Okay, I'm really sorry for your loss. Why are we screwed because she's dead?
Do you not remember?
No, I don't.
Hell.
This weekend has been awful,
All right.
okay?
So, Myra hired you to find me, except I wasn't really missing. You see, Joe Batters had me, and they were holding me for the Nazis. They paid off Joe. So you rescued me, all right? And then I convinced you about the ancient scrolls to help us out here, and that the Nazis were trying to get their hands on them. That couldn't happen. So I had you shoot me because, I can't die. So I had you shoot me because I could disappear in the morgue, come out after a couple of days. But I got delayed because somebody decided to cut into me and take part of me with them. So, you were supposed to get Myra, get the scrolls, and meet me at the old man's.
The old man's?
Oh yeah, you don't remember nothing, do you?
No.
Why, he looks really off to you, and I thought, to you personally, you swear you've seen this Freddy before. Well before here, before any of this. It just has its distinct familiarity
I was
to
gonna
it.
say, why does he want black magic scrolls?
Is Myra the one who was gonna do the spell?
Yeah. Myra was gonna do the spell.
We're fine. We're fine. Let's just go look for the scroll.
Let's get back and see if the rest of them are there.
I mean, sorry for your loss.
You swing back by the office, and all the scrolls are right where he said they were. Under the stairs.
What
I
about
have
the
to
wood?
tell you about my work upstairs.
Oh yeah, so he was deflecting the police because we
Oh,
did
my.
set off a giant bomb.
Well, no, I'm not going to deflect the police so much as give them a nice show.
Oh.
I'll be outside, and the smoke is very ugly. It smells awful and everything. So we're going to go with more of a cotton candy smell,
Oh.
and we're going to go sky blue.
Oh, so all the neighborhood kids are going to join us.
But
right?
then I'm just going to put a thin dome over it.
Domes always
fucking
work
domes.
out.
Always fucking domes.
Finally, a plan with no
That's
drama.
right. And I'll put a dome over it, and then I'll sign it Nazi comeuppance under glass.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
You grab the scrolls.
And we grab him. You come back to the office with us.
Yeah, no, you're coming with
If you
us.
wish to
If
go
you
with
want
us.
to, I guess you don't have to.
You don't have to go with these crazy people if you don't want to.
I've nothing better to do,
But they certainly are entertaining.
obviously.
You were gonna have a great series of paintings after talking with us.
Right.
Now, the more you ride with them in the car, leaving town, the more you're sure you have met him before. You, Wyatt, have met this person at some point before. There's just something really familiar about it. Can you give me an investigation check, please?
And while you do that, and we were driving back, I'm gonna lean next to you and say, why are we fine? Because Myra was gonna cast a spell?
Oh, because I can cast spells, but so can he.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we
I
need to
did
cast
not
a
hit
spell,
it.
yeah, he's
Okay,
gonna
there's
add
just
it.
something
Cast
really,
it.
really, really familiar about
Also,
it.
the person who wrote
And every
the
so
spell,
often, he'll get
he
this funny look at
inhabited.
you. Like there's
Also,
just
my
something
uncle.
bugging
It's
him.
fine.
Maggie, will
Okay,
you
sorry,
make me
sorry.
a notice check, please?
Yes. You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't, but now I do. I know the thing now. I didn't
11.
put the
so,
things together.
I beat it. No, I'm full pilot.
So, Rosie,
See attributes, yeah.
you know you have seen this guy before, Freddy, and he's in makeup. That's not Freddy at all. You know him by an
sweet
entirely different
bitch.
name. You've only seen him really briefly in previous appearances when you were in the body of a much younger girl in this metaverse far in the future. You know that Fast Freddy is not Freddy at all. It's Percival Payne.
The little baby? Oh, no, Percival was your assistant!
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my god, I remember Percy. Remember Percy?
I don't.
In Sentinel City? when
Yes,
we
I
were
do.
in the
Never mind.
back
Yes.
guys? I
So-
think it was Percy.
The old man.
Yeah, the old man.
Where is he?
The house outside, about an hour out of town, man. The old farmhouse. Same one we always use.
Okay.
Well, Pax is happy.
Yeah, let's go have a family reunion, shall we?
Shit.
What do you mean family reunion? What are you guys talking about?
You're cute.
What?
It's a turn of phrase. She's from New York.
All right. You travel down the highway.
Yeah, I'll have us in a stretch 20-person airport limo.
Okay.
As you approach the farmhouse and land,
Used to this.
you
Does
start
it
to
have
feel
clothes in it?
this tugging sensation. The further and further south out of town
Somebody's
you travel.
luggage.
And it keeps getting stronger and stronger. Like you can feel yourself, Wyatt, being pulled. Almost like you're being pulled out of Lou. It's like you're having to hang on to Lou.
Oh. Uh-oh.
The house is really
That's not a
nice
good
and
sign.
quaint looking on the outside. It's like that beautiful, like painted in all those really, really bad, horrible, cheap, crappy,
How much magic is around it?
I'm just saying, Magritte would like this.
really, really light. Looks like a
Light?
minor warding.
And Tom couldn't find him with a minor warding? I mean, okay. Right.
So there's no cars parked in the driveway. There's a nice little barn, probably 50 or 60 acres fenced off.
Yeah, our car's the size of the barn.
It's
so,
very,
yeah.
very nice looking, you know, a very quaint little house.
Well, we go up to the door.
All right.
Okay, but first I'm rifling through some luggage
Oh,
to see
yes.
if I can't
Yeah.
find some clothes.
Right, that are
Do you want
prison.
some pants?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we were at my office and now we're at
3 hours south.
Yeah.
On the highway.
South.
We
We
all the
took a
scrolls.
limo.
Headed to a
and the
farmhouse.
Yeah.
Who led us here? What? How did we decide?
The
to
house.
do
Percival, this is where.
He told us to
The
go.
old man.
Yeah, I got us an airport
Just
limo.
following along.
Okay.
It's got all people's luggage.
Oh,
in it.
you are full avatar. Oh, sweetheart, you
Oh,
are just
honey.
confused as all.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you are really confused.
This is where Percy's got a lead on where your bodies are
But that
gonna
whole
be found.
Freddy bit about him hiring you, all that stuff strikes you don't remember any of it, but some of it's really familiar to Max
Yeah.
Malone. I think you don't know for sure if it happened
No,
or
I
not,
don't
but
trust
man,
much, but
it's a lot of the things that like those flashes of memory and like they seem to line up. If he's lying to you, he is doing a bang up job.
yeah. But I'm still on it.
This is where the lead is taking us here about where your bodies might be found.
As you approach the front door of the house,
Details of your
Wyatt and Maddox, the two of you begin to feel very cold.
Hey, can you look in that luggage for some pants
Yes.
and a jacket?
Mm-hmm.
Honey, where's my pants?
Just whoop, there you go. And jacket. Do you want a shirt too, or you're just gonna free?
No, I'm just gonna go in the bra
Great, okay.
and some trousers
Perfect.
with suspenders and
Oh,
a nice
cute.
jacket
Very cute.
over it.
Definitely suspended.
And then they go, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very cute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
a brown
find
coat.
it.
You dress as warm as you can, and you're not
Tweed
any
suit.
warmer.
Okay.
You are
Ladies'
frozen
Why-
cold.
You're
on
all
the inside.
wiggly. Why are you all wiggly?
I'm getting really cold.
I feel like I'm.
Is it late? Oh.
Are they? Oh no.
Yeah,
we should get
Tom?
that.
Tom.
Yes, Miss James.
I'm a little worried about our compatriots here. What's happening to them?
I don't understand your intent, Miss James. You should be worried about your compatriots. They're on very, very short time before their bodies will be discovered.
Okay,
yeah,
let's
Prison
let's
mess
get in
with
the
her
house.
brain. She likes
Let's-
talking to her friend Tom. Just don't even worry about it. Let's get in the house.
Let's get in the house.
Opening the door, it's really, again, a quaint house.
Wait.
Inside, there is a beautiful little pastel couch with an elderly couple that's obviously been dead for quite a while as the flies are buzzing around them, just sitting there as though they were enjoying a radio show in their living room and then just died.
Is there a blanket on their laps?
No, everything is like set up, the whole house just like someone was occupying it, except that they're not.
If I
And
find
there's
a bunny, I'm gonna freak out.
a nice set of stairs going down towards a basement or cellar in the back of the house.
Yeah.
Go.
You follow the steps down. As you follow down again, the cold just keeps growing and you feel that pull stronger and stronger. And you get down there and hit a switch so you can see the lights. There are 24 eviscerated. Go ahead. goon-looking guys, like you've been killing a lot of, like mobster guys. One is split clean in half at the torso, so his legs are gone, and he's about halfway up the stairs with his pistol still in his hand, very dead, pointing it across the room.
Great.
On the far side of the room, on the ground, there are 3 bodies. 2 of them are face down, and then one of them is against the far wall in a sitting position. A single bullet hole in the forehead. The one sitting against the wall with a bullet hole in the forehead is an unmistakably much younger Balthazar the Black.
What?
And now you know.
Oh, I'm gonna freak out just a little bit inside.
Lou, you know these guys?
Yeah.
You can't, the 2 ones face down, you'll have to turn over to identify.
I
No,
turn
but I'm
them
seeing
over.
how they're reacting.
The
No,
nose
yes,
turns over the 2 bodies that lie face down.
I gotta know.
Turns over Max Malone and then Leopold Stenzler.
Oh,
Each with a bullet in the forehead.
that is.
Freddy?
That is.
Freddy?
Oh, bother.
Percival?
Yes. I apologize for the deception. It was a necessity. I suppose I might as well be honest. You're dead, Ms. Malone, Mr. Stenzler. You died several days ago here. After you shot me. And while your killers were also slain, so was my master. He used his last magic to preserve himself, while animating you and Mr. Stenzler to find me. I was to retrieve the scrolls and enlist the aid of a minor sorceress, Myra May, to bring Balthazar back to life. But with no one to use the scrolls, he's dead. It's over.
Funny story. No, it's not.
Yeah. I'm gonna read the. Yeah, I'm doing it. Oh God, I'm keeping that roll because it's 9. Sorcery 14. I beat it.
You pull out the scrolls and begin to read through them. While she's doing this, Percival begins engaging in hype. You've never seen hype before like this.
Hype? Are you kidding? We've been on Twitch TV.
He full on just starts bleeding into what Rosie is doing as the nose. And you read through a scroll, and then another scroll, and then another scroll. And then I have to find my place in here.
And then another scroll.
Mm-hmm.
And another scroll. And another scroll. Okay.
And then Balthazar rises from the ground. The bullet pops forth from his forehead. The wound seals up, and Leopold Stenzler capitulates, falls down, and crumples into a heap. Why, you feel yourself ripped out of Leopold Stenzler.
Ooh.
And then you're looking at your friends.
There's always time for lube.
And Max says, "Well, I've never seen that shit before."
Ah, yes. That is so much better. Thank you, Percival. Impeccable work as always.
Master.
Where's Myra? You've brought friends. How delightful. Balthazar the Black. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Does he look like Lou?
Not at all. Lou is dead on the ground. He just fell over when that guy stood up, crumpled into a heap. And now that you're looking where he fell, he's just not even there anymore. There's nothing. Only his dead body that you just discovered remains.
I apologize to be rude. I don't need you anymore.
And when he
Thank
says
you.
that, you collapse into a heap. Max Malone falls over, and then what was Max Malone is gone, and only the body remains. You feel yourself ripped out of Balthazar and plunging through the metaverse. Maddox, you open your eyes and you're inside of your metapod, but clearly somewhere else. As the door to your pod opens, you hear shouts and frantic movement. Still gathering your wits and senses, you're in some kind of medical or older vet facility. Someone has brought in all kinds of computers and medical gear, and there's a whole wall of metapods. There's many people in the room that you're in. There's an older gentleman with a hard-eyed look and an assault rifle in his hands. Several people surrounding what looks like an operating table. To your immediate left, you see the unconscious form of Brony. He's got an IV hooked up to him and monitoring equipment, but doesn't have any visible injuries that you can see.
Oh, good.
Another bed lies next to his. There's an unfamiliar man. You've never seen him before. Though somehow just looking at him, you just think pirate.
Pirate?
Not a pirate.
Pirate?
There's a group of people around the operating table. They're a strange mix. There's one woman who's clearly some kind of a doctor, or at least in charge. You think you hear the name Jenica. Stepping from foot to foot a short distance away is a man in maybe his early 40s. He's got unkempt reddish hair, sunglasses, and earplugs in. Assisting this Jenica woman, you almost can't believe your eyes. It's none other than your former employer and your friend, Aquamarine.
Oh, shit.
The subject of their attention on the operating table is Wyatt Maxwell.
Oh,
Clear! You hear Jenica shout, and then rather than seeing the hallmark paddles from every movie and hospital show, she spreads her hands wide over his prone form, and blinding radiance blossoms from her fingers, covering Wyatt. As it diminishes, Wyatt sits up on the table, gasping for breath. You're floating in inky darkness, drifting. In the distance, you can vaguely hear Balthazar, and then there's some shouting. And then your wrist warms. You see a watch, not just any watch, but Bobby Maxwell's watch, your father's watch.
Aw.
And you hear a voice in your head. Bobby's little voice. Not yet, Wyatt. Not yet. You gasp for breath, sitting up on the operating table. Some kind of old medical facility. There's 3 people gathered around you. 2 you don't recognize. The third is none other than Dr. Jenica Clarkson, your prison psychologist. Behind you along the wall are 10 metapods. One of them opens as you look, and Rosie Harbin steps out of it. A brief look of disappointment on her face. To your right, you see Brony, sleeping peacefully on a hospital bed. Another occupied bed next to that with a stranger in it. And beyond that, you see a very incredulous Maddox staring at you. You're not in a metapod anymore, that's for sure. A voice sounds from a PA system. Now that you're all together, we can finally get started. It's time for you to save the Metaverse, pilots. And that's all we have time for today.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. We love you. Please join us next Monday. Watch Saturday for DFA. Watch everything. Tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your neighbors' neighbors. We love you. Thank you, and good night.
Bye.
Bye.
To be continued.